everybody. Woo! That's right, Schmidty. We are back in business. 2026.
Darn right. Absolutely.
First episode of the Bowfishing Buzz for the new year, Schmidty. Yep. Episode 114 total.
114. Today's January 13th, if I remember correctly. And we are back in the booth. First episode, like you said, of 2026.
Wow.
I can't believe that we are into mid-January already. That just blows my mind.
You know,
December was gone. December didn't even happen.
Right.
November's a blur because of hunting season, Thanksgiving. It's still late October in my book. I don't know what's going on.
It's crazy.
It's wild.
It's funny you say that because I don't know where December went. We had our podcast, boom, Christmas, New Year's, boom.
Yeah.
All done.
It's wild.
Yesterday after work, I went out to pull my cameras out of the woods.
Yep.
Suspend them for the rest of the season now.
Yep.
And I just threw the SD card into my TV, and I was going back to August. And I'm like, oh, my gosh.
Everything's so green.
Oh, so beautiful.
I know.
Green. My little food plots were so tiny then and stuff. And
all the bucks that the neighbor shot are still alive.
Yeah. There was little fawns running around.
Yep.
And the bucks were in velvet, and then I just kept going through the whole from month to month. And it was like, oh, another season's gone.
Mm-hmm. A transition, almost like a slideshow.
It's kind of sad.
Of the whole season on one card.
Yeah,
I know.
It's crazy.
It's wild. It is wild. It is wild. But yes, obviously, Matt, the Bowfishing Buzz
keeps on rolling.
Absolutely. Brought
right.
to you by AMS and Megamouth Bowfishing, both family-owned businesses, proudly made in the USA, built tough, built by bowfishers, and trusted by shooters across the nation.
From reels and bows to arrows and accessories, AMS and Megamouth have you covered. Take the fight to invasive fish with American-made bowfishing muscle.
From first shots to big wins, AMS and Megamouth help make memories on the water that last a lifetime. So we've got a busy slate here.
Yes.
Matt.
There's an empty seat.
Yeah, what do we got?
Here?
An empty seat, an open microphone. That's weird. Matt, where's our third person?
He will be joining us shortly here.
Oh.
Yes.
Who will be joining us,
here
Matthew?
Live. No phone conversations, none of that stuff, hooking up the Bluetooth and all that. None of that.
Yep.
Chris Shaggy Dog Cass is coming here to talk with us. Going all the way back to his first bowfishing experiences. He was a president of the Wisconsin Bowfishing Association. He's traveled all over the place bowfishing, tournaments, and he just got back in December from New Zealand from competing in the Koi Carp Classic over there.
Oh, how cool is that?
He's been over there a couple times bowfishing, but he's going to tell us all about New Zealand bowfishing.
That's insane. And correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, but Chris had a major role in legalizing nighttime bowfishing.
That he did.
In
We're going to
Wisconsin.
dig into that topic as well.
That I am so curious to hear
Yes.
why it wasn't allowed, what had to be presented to have it be allowed. That'll be a very interesting topic that we will both learn from as well when we dive into that with Chris Shaggy Dog Cass.
That's right.
You know, I worked a booth with him at a Wisconsin Fishing Expo years back. It was myself, it was him. I believe you drove it down there to help us set up or something.
Brett and Paul Stapleman.
Yes, them as well. His daughter Jenna, I believe, also helped us at the booth. That was that's the last time I've seen Chris, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Because he lives way in southern Wisconsin.
Yep.
He's
So very cool
busy.
that he's driving up here. That's awesome. That's awesome to have that.
He wanted to come up and see the shop and all that stuff and see how things are done up here. And So, looking forward to that. It's going to be great.
That'll be really cool.
Great little talk with him.
You know, and Matt, we're just talking about how fast time flies by. And I will say every single year, this first part of January goes very quickly because we are very busy. Matt, would you care to tell everyone where we were
Yes,
last
of course.
week?
The beginning of January is always the ATA show, the annual ATA show. This year it was in Indianapolis this year.
Yep.
We went down again as usual. We had, of course, when we left on Monday morning, last Monday, it was sleet, ice, and rain coming down here in central Wisconsin.
Yep, of course.
We got on the interstate. Traffic's going about 40, 45 miles an hour on the interstate. But once we got about 20 miles south, it kind of cleared up, and we finally had some great
We had some beautiful
roads to travel on
down there. Absolutely.
The sun popped up down there, and actually it's very weird because you get about an hour and a half south here of central Wisconsin.
Yeah.
There was no snow at all on the ground.
It's like, and we were talking about this on the way back, people always assume, Wisconsin winters, they're so bad. There really is tiers to a Wisconsin
Absolutely.
winter. You have your southern part of the state, that's a way milder winter than what people think of in their head. Then you've got central where we land, we can get some nasty stuff. Then you have the northern portion of Wisconsin that gets lake effect snow. That's a whole nother
That's a whole different
game.
country almost.
That's just insane up there. You get 2 feet of snow in a single dump, and and it's just wild.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yep. But I just want to say, Matt, for everybody who maybe is not familiar with what the ATA show is, ATA stands for Archery Trade Association.
Yep.
It is a huge show every single year. Many of the big names in the archery industry really think anything hunting related. You're talking
all the
tree stands, trail cameras, bow manufacturers, any little accessories, everything you can think of. They go down there and we have a booth set up. We were at the Indianapolis Convention Center, and it's a great chance for us to meet and talk with our dealers. It is a dealer show aspect of things. And they did change it up this year.
They did.
They changed it up. We had the first day that we were down there on Tuesday. Correct? Was that? Yeah, drove down Monday.
Yep.
Set everything up Monday evening. Tuesday we had buying group shows.
Yep.
Wednesday and Thursday were the traditional dealer aspect shows. And then on Friday and Saturday they actually opened it to the public.
Right.
It was the, I believe they branded it as the ATA Super Week or something like that. Bowhunter Super Week, something like that. They opened it to the public. There was some archery tournaments going on down there as well. So that was neat to do. That was interesting.
The ATA was, to me, the ATA dealer portion of the show was was very good this year. A lot better than in the past 4 or 5 years. Yeah. Yep. It was very good. We talked to a lot of people.
Yes, we did.
You had some new dealers stop in, which is always great to see, and talk to them about the bowfishing and what you need to your stores and how to do it and how to get things rolling a little bit.
Did you speak to a dealer? Did I hear them say that they were from the Virgin Islands?
There was a couple there from the Virgin Islands, yes.
They had a shop out there for archery and whatnot. I'm like, oh, how cool is this? That's awesome. That's very cool.
Yep. They were actually... They also, talking to them and stuff, they also started the NAS program over in the Virgin Islands.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, hats off to them.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're listening, but if you are, thank you.
It was very
well
cool.
done.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I thought the ATA show was very well as far as the dealer show went.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. And as you know, Matt, we had a magnet in our booth.
We did.
The Megarex bow went over very nicely.
Yes, it did.
That was fantastic.
Yes, it did.
We had people looking at that bow. It was something that just caught your eye. All of a sudden, boom, what is that? We had people coming over to look at it, giving everybody the sales pitch on it and whatnot. We got a good amount of order for those. I think we're going to run out early.
I think we are.
But it was great. That really was a really cool thing to have something new, something people are talking about, and we were there to discuss it and show people the physical bow. One thing that I think surprised a lot of the dealers, a lot of people who I talked to about the bow, their question was, oh, that's cool. When are they ready to ship? When will you guys have them ready to send to the shop? They're here.
Right.
We can ship them. You give me 5 minutes to make a phone call. We can have an order out our door in this afternoon.
Yep.
It'll be to your dealer in 2 to 3 days. It'll be at your front doorstep. So that was cool. Traditionally, ATA new products, they might not be ready yet, whereas we are.
Some are prototypes.
Exactly.
And stuff.
We are 100% ready to rock and roll with those bows. That was neat.
And I just got the phone with Joey Greenwell, who builds the bows for us down in Kentucky yesterday, and the last 2 pallets are ready to be shipped out.
Good deal. That's awesome. That's good. That's
so
good.
we have our lefts coming in as well.
Yep. So all those lefty shooters out there, we'll have them.
Right.
We're ready. We're ready for them. That's awesome.
We went to a Pacer game when we were down there.
Yeah, that was cool. That was very cool. You kind of get indulged in the home crowd, and you find yourself rooting for the Pacers.
I know.
And unfortunately, they had to lead the whole game, and they lost it in the last 5 minutes. Darius Garland for Cleveland just ripped them apart. Those last 4 or 5 minutes, I bet you he had 10 or 12 points. It was just hard to stop him, and they ended up losing. But it was
I'm going to tell you how thirsty Schmidty was at the Pacer show, okay?
Oh, God. My wallet also was thirsty.
So I went down and got the first round of drinks. So they're called garage beers.
Yeah, which I've never had before.
Big silos.
Yep.
Big silos and stuff. We brought those back for each of us. And then Schmidty went to get the next round, and he comes back with my big garage beer. And here he's holding like a little tiny sippy cup.
They may as well put it in a Dixie cup. Honestly. Put it in a Dixie cup next time. It'll save you some cost. That was the most expensive Captain Coke I've ever bought in my life. For the amount that you get and what you paid for it, I paid $15 for a Dixie cup Captain Coke.
Yeah. You know when ridiculous. You buy a bottle of NyQuil, and on the top it has that little cup, that little measuring cup?
Yeah.
It's like 2 ounces or whatever that you put in there.
Yep.
That's what it reminded me of. Like
yeah,
you're
pretty
much. Captain Coke out of a little Dayquil or NyQuil sippy cup.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they stuffed it full of ice. So you must have had like one sip on this little tiny sippy straw in there would be gone.
This is what I did. Ready? For the audio listeners, this is a recap of my drink. Well,
gone.
It's gone. And then the funny thing is, I went up there and I said, I saw that they had Captain back there, and I went up to the lady. I said, I'll take a Captain Coke. That's what I ordered. And she looks at me and she goes, "Do you mean rum and Coke?" I'm like, Yes. Then she goes, do you want Captain or Bacardi?
Oh,
I'm like,
geez.
I just told you. Don't give me that attitude. What are we doing here? It was right there. Yeah.
There's a little bit of difference between Bacardi and Captain Morgan.
$15 later, I was,
Then you went down and bought 2 more.
I got you one.
You got me one. You
felt
got
left
yourself.
out. You felt left out. You wanted a Dixie cup of Captain, so I got you one.
Oh, they can rake you so bad at those places.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible. Not to mention, we also had some very interesting food while we were down there. Matt ordered something that I've never seen on the menu before. It was a deep-fried plastic Frisbee with
Never had that in my life.
a bun on it, and it was very interesting. How did that taste, Matt?
It was odd.
It was odd. When he brought that out here, I'm like, holy cow, that thing's the size of the
like
plate.
I was eating a plate. It was very odd. And literally it came with a bun that covered
10% of the whole
maybe.
thing. Yeah.
And the bun was dried in a popcorn fart.
No sauce on it.
No sauce on it whatsoever. I was like, well, what the heck?
Yeah.
I literally took the buns off, and I just ate it like I was eating a Frisbee.
Yeah. Yep, that's wild.
Could have flung that baby across the restaurant.
We could have.
Catch.
We could have. And then we later found out that restaurant was famous for somebody getting stabbed out in front of it. So that was interesting. That was fun. That was cool.
Yeah.
But the show went great. The Megarex went over well. Lots of people looking at it. That was a very fun thing to experience and be down there for sure.
It was funny how there was a lot of people had seen the little teaser videos and stuff like that was on social media and stuff.
Yep.
But it was funny how word spread at the ATA show.
Yeah.
I had 3 people come on and say, this is the prettiest bow at the ATA show this year.
Yep. Which that's cool. Because there's a lot of bows at the ATA show.
Yeah.
A lot of hunting bows, big brands.
And for being bow fishing specific, we have a small little niche down there.
100%. 100%. I could not agree more. So that was cool.
It went very well.
That was cool. We're back now. One other thing I want to talk about, Matt, every year when we get back from the ATA show, what do we go do the following week?
Ice fishing.
We go ice fishing. We go up to Minnesota. We have the time of our lives. We catch a bunch of fish. We catch a bunch of bluegills, a bunch of perch.
We eat like kings.
It's a fantastic time. We
have
get a little cabin.
Or 2.
We have maybe 1 or 2 beers max each evening.
Play cards.
Make
listen
snow
to angels
music.
in the snow outside when
it's just a blast.
Negative 20 degrees.
Since we started doing this trip, we have been doing it on the week after the ATA show. That's what we've been doing for the last 5 years. All right. This year we moved it 1 week later.
Right.
Well, wouldn't you know, this week it's 30 degrees outside. Yep. There's no wind. It's sunny.
Sun is
it's
shining.
Beautiful.
You would get sunburnt on the ice today.
Exactly. We checked the weather for next week. We do not have a single day that is in double digits for the high.
No.
So we are cursed yet again with just wild cold weather while we go on our ice fishing trip.
It's going to be cold.
It's going to be cold. It is going to be freezing cold.
We're still going to catch fish.
We're still going to go out there and do everything we can to catch
have fun.
fish. Absolutely. We're still going to have fun. Yep.
Looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
So, Schmidty, moving on to the new year. The new year here. Things are happening fast. Season's coming up on us really quick here.
It'll be here before you know it.
Absolutely. If you haven't already started, or if you're thinking about making some changes to your boat, some modifications, you better get going.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yep. Check those batteries, Schmitty.
Yep.
I always go out and I plug mine in and leave them run for a couple of days and turn them off and go back out in 3-4 weeks because we do keep it in the garage, but it's set at 40 degrees in there. So I just want to make sure that they're checked. And with the light times, I can check on my phone on the app where they're sitting and stuff like that.
A lot of those lithiums have that feature. A lot of people don't have lithiums, but if you do, that's a very good way to monitor to see what your lifespan of that battery is doing for you.
Put them on a trickle charge if not, you know. So check your batteries. You don't want to be out there the first night and have battery issues.
Right. No, that would be bad. Bad way to start the year.
Right. Maybe you want to put on some new lights. Maybe you want to get a new set of efficiency lights for your boat, Schmitty.
Absolutely. Go check those out.
Now's a great time to add some lights to your boat. Yep. If you want to add some more or swap over it from, say you had LEDs on, or not LEDs, but say you had halogens on there.
Right.
Or you had metal halide or whatever,
Yep.
And you want to switch over to LEDs.
Your future self will very much be appreciative that you take care of these things now instead of a day or two before you plan on going out to shoot fish.
Yep. You always want to make sure that your navigation lights work as well.
Oh, yeah, big time.
That's a big thing. You know, your bilge pumps. Make sure your bilge pumps are all working properly and everything like that. There. Maybe you want to put some interior lights in your boat.
Make it look spicy.
A lot of them have them already. But if you don't, that's a big thing right now. So you can help see a little bit in the dark and turn around to drop that fish in the barrel and do some work, whatever you got to do.
Yep.
Interior lights are great. And then also don't forget your trailer. What's the number one thing that goes on trailers?
Bearings.
Bing, 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 bing. Yeah. Bearings.
Yeah, that can put a halt on your adventure real quick.
Yep. Make sure you have spare parts ready for that.
Yep.
A lot of bowfishing boats, your fenders get dinged up and stuff like that as well. Maybe you want to fix some of those. Your tires. Check your tires for wear and tear. Anything going flat on there. And then also make sure you have a proper spare tire, Schmitty.
Yes, absolutely.
Just like your bearings, you want to have a darn good spare because if you get a flat tire, you can if you have a tandem axle.
Right.
Not too far.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Something too, Matt, with all this stuff, on top of, obviously, you got to have everything as far as your equipment ready to rock and roll.
Yes.
Your bows, your arrows, your reels, whatever, your gaff, everything you need that you need for a successful night in the water, you got to make sure that's good to go.
Yes.
But I feel like those things are typically covered by people going out to shoot fish. They've got their whole setup ready to rock and roll. I have tried to live off of the saying that I'm about to say for my fishing life, my hunting life, and my career, my work life. How you do the small things is how you do the big things. All right? All these things, people might think, oh, that's just a small little thing. It'll be fine. These are all things that if you take care of these, everything's going to go smoothly. Everything's going to go well. And then the big things, like going out and having a successful night on the water, will come easier to you because you're not dealing with these piddly little things that you didn't deal with beforehand. I promise you, how you do the small things is how you do the big things. That can go for every aspect of what you do in life. Yes.
Absolutely. One little tip that I love to do kind of in the middle of like here we are in January in Wisconsin. What I like to do is I like to go through all my bow fishing arrows that we have in the boat and in little storages units here and there.
Yep.
I put WD-40 on them.
Oh, yeah.
Because they will seize up over time if you don't use them and stuff from wear and tear and water and stuff like that there. So I like to go through and a little WD-40 on them.
Loosen them puppies up. Have them ready to rock.
Have them ready to work when they're needed to be working.
Oh, I couldn't agree more.
Yep. And then, Schmitty, we've also got some goals. You need to set some goals for the new year, Schmitty.
Absolutely. Well, I've got one goal. We can run through these goals, but I have one goal in mind.
What is your goal? Are you getting married?
No.
Oh.
I do have a girlfriend, but I'm...
You do?
No, not
oh, that's right, Schmitty. That's big news, everybody.
Have we not talked about that before?
I don't know if we have or not, but Schmitty has a girlfriend.
That I do.
Good for you. Congratulations.
I would love... She does not come from a very rich hunting and fishing background. She has family members that does it. She does not necessarily do it. I would love to get her out on the boat.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure we'll get her out this year.
One, just to have her experience what it's like, coming from someone who's never done it, doesn't know much about it. And two, I think it would make a great episode, a segment.
That would be really cool.
Not just, it would be really cool to show everybody like, hey, here's someone who's never done it before.
Right.
Here's what they think of it afterwards. Will she enjoy it? I have no idea.
Right.
But it would be a very educational thing to see. She's going to learn so much.
Get her talking a little interview before you go out. What are you expecting? What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Right. Yep.
Yep. That would be really cool.
That would be
and
a
then
neat
get
thing
her
to do.
thoughts after.
Yep, and it's so cool when you take somebody out. We've taken new people out in the past that haven't done much or haven't done it all before. The progression that they have from minute number 1 on the water compared to what they're doing at the end of the night, you catch on so quickly.
Clicks.
You really, really do, especially when you have someone who's never done it before. Yep. They're going to be open to listening. They're not going to form bad habits. They're going to listen to whatever you suggest to do. That's a very easy thing. I always come back to, I hear that about fishing guides. Fishing guides I've heard this before, that a fishing guide's favorite person to take guided is somebody who has not done it before, because they can show them everything, how to do it the right way, where to stand, where to do this, how to set the hook. Whereas if you get somebody in there who maybe has done it before and thinks that they're very good at it, and they have bad habits, and they're not as easily teachable to do the right thing. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Another thing that I've noticed throughout all the years of taking people out, new people and stuff, women listen
100%
to you.
I know. Yes. Yep.
They do.
Yep.
How do you shoot a bow? Every guy, I know how to shoot a bow.
Yeah.
I know how to do that.
Been shooting them since I was 6 years old.
Yep. And women catch on a lot quicker than men do.
Right. Meanwhile, that dude's grabbing the string like this. He's forming a fist around it.
Oh, my gosh. Speaking of that,
the bow, shooting 2 feet off.
Oh, my gosh. Speaking of that.
I know it.
I was so scared so many times at the booth when somebody would say, can I draw back? The Mega X.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh. They were like giving the string the death grip.
Yep.
Like they were hanging on a
pull for dear life.
800-foot cliff.
Yeah. Yep.
And then they were drawing it back, and they were doing it several times. I'm like, oh, my gosh. Don't like, oh, my goodness.
Yep.
Scary.
there are even, because we have some people that come into the booth that are maybe vendors who are at the ATA show who maybe aren't bow fishermen or even hunters of any sort. They just work for the company that makes a product. And there was a couple times when somebody would ask if they could draw back, and I would tell them yes. In my head, I'm like, I hope they know that they can't let go of the string. That was an honest-to-God thought. I'm like, I hope they know they can't dry fire this bow because that would be very bad.
Yeah.
It didn't happen, thank God, but that thought did cross my mind.
Yep. I saw another very, very strange thing.
Oh, okay.
So we're at the arrow show.
Okay. Oh. Yes, Matthew, what did you see at the arrow show?
I look across the aisle from us, and I see a bow sitting up there on a table.
Okay, yeah.
And I see a blue bottle up high.
Oh.
I'm like, what the heck is that?
A blue bottle is like almost like a bowfishing reel or something?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
And I see it over there, and it's on the bow, and then there's also an arrow knocked on the string going through the arrow rest.
How strange is that?
And I'm sitting there looking at it, I'm like, what the heck? What's up with that? It's not on properly. It's upside down.
It was mounted upside down. The bottle was pointing up to the sky. Yeah.
It was upside down. So I went over there to take a look at it, and this retriever was definitely a knockoff.
Made overseas.
Overseas.
Yep.
They had this for show at the arrow show.
Yep.
Mounted upside down.
Yeah. On display.
Upside down for display for people to look at.
For thousands of people to look at.
Oh, my gosh.
If that does not show you that they have no idea, I have no idea what can show you that. They have no idea about the sport whatsoever. It was mounted upside down.
Yeah.
There's no logical way anything worked the way that they had it mounted.
The line would have had to go, the way they had it mounted, the line would have to go towards the front of the bow.
Yeah.
Back down, behind the cable and strings, and then through the rest area.
You'd have had to set your bow down, somehow hold it so you could reach the trigger mechanism. It was the wildest thing I've ever seen. So just...
I really wanted to go over there and have the person explain to me what that situation was, but I didn't because, of course, I had all my AMS and Mega Mode gear on and stuff, so I didn't want to go over there.
Yes.
But,
yes, that was wild.
I was like, really? Really?
Yep. One, you knock off our product. Two, you don't even know.
You don't even know how to mount
You don't even know how to use
bow.
it. Yes, and then you have the confidence enough to let thousands of people walk by it and look at it. That was wild.
I saw him talking to people about it. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Yeah, I know. That was interesting to see, to say the least.
Boy.
Yep. Yep.
You know, another thing to think about moving into the new year, Schmidty.
Yeah.
Like we said, set some goals.
Yep. Oh, I didn't share my goal yet.
What is your goal, Schmidty?
My goal.
Oh, I think I know what it is. Okay, can I guess?
Sure.
To shoot a bigger buff than Mathew.
You're darn right, buddy boy. That's my only goal for this year. Do you want to make this bet right now? Would you like to make this bet right now? We'll rehash it.
What is going to be the bet?
Here's the bet. Whoever shoots the biggest buff between you and I in the 2026 calendar year wins the bet.
The whole season?
Sure. But there is a stipulation this year, okay? No, I'm putting it out on the table right now so I don't get screwed over again.
I invited you every single time that I went.
We have to be on the boat together for the fish to count. Do we have a deal, Matthew?
What if I go...
Do we have a deal?
We have a deal.
We have a deal. There we go. Everybody's witnessing it right now. We have to be on the boat together. That's the deal. That's my goal for 2026 is to shoot a bigger buffalo than Matt does while we are together.
All right.
There we go.
Let's have at her.
It's set in place.
Yep.
It's set in place. Now, Matt, what are some other goals that you think that some people could set?
Have you ever shot a fish out of state? Maybe you haven't.
Maybe you haven't.
Maybe you like to adventure out of your own home state to shoot a different fish in a different state.
Absolutely. Yep.
Have you ever competed in a bowfishing tournament? Maybe you've always been holding back a little bit. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if we're right for that. You might be really surprised.
Absolutely.
Go have some fun.
Yep.
Join the crowd. Have a little bowfishing tournament fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not about winning all the
You're
time.
100% correct. The knowledge that you'll come away with after shooting a couple tournaments, even if you are as raw and as green as you possibly can be, you will be a better bow fisherman going into it. You don't have to go shoot a tournament and feel bad that you didn't win it or place in the top 5 or 10 or 15, whatever. You can place last.
Right.
You will learn so much. You'll meet new people. You'll make new friends. It's a great environment to get into.
Yep.
100%.
Absolutely. Maybe you want to shoot a new species of fish.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you've never shot a grass carp before.
Yep. 100%.
Maybe you want to go try to shoot a paddlefish. Something different.
Shannon Dutrick. Avid megamouth shooter. She's always posting on Facebook. Just shot another bucket list fish.
Oh.
She's got a bucket list that she goes off of, and she knocks all these fish off this bucket list. It is so cool to see. She's got all these different fish that she shoots. Guys, make yourself a bucket list.
Right.
If it's not a species of fish, make it a fish that you can easily access, but make it be a 30-pound count.
Right.
Oh, you did that? 35. Let's keep building those goals, people.
Right.
Be awesome. Yeah.
I have a bucket list fish that I want to shoot this year.
Can I guess what it is?
Okay.
Snakehead.
Ding, 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 ding.
We know each other so well.
We do. My goodness. I would like to shoot a snakehead this year.
Yep.
Never shot one. Get that off my bucket list.
Yep.
Maybe you want to compete in the AMS Big 20 this year.
Absolutely. We'd love to see you.
Come join us.
We'd love to see you.
Yes. Absolutely. How about going to a youth event and helping take kids out?
That'd be amazing. That one to me is the most rewarding of everything we've talked about.
Or taking your neighbor's kids. Maybe they aren't bow fishing.
Yep.
Maybe take some kids that you know that live next door to you.
Yep.
Take them out in the water and enjoy it at a youth event.
Yep.
You know?
That'd be a blast.
Or maybe you should think about maybe joining the board for your local Bowfishing Association.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or think about putting your name in for the Bowfishing Association of America to be on the board for that and giving a helping hand.
Help put your input into the future of the sport. Make sure it stays thriving like it is now.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because we've got the spring annual meetings are all coming up, you know. The Wisconsin Bowfishing Association meeting is January 24th in New Lisbon at 11 o'clock.
Yep. Cool.
Unfortunately, we will not be there.
Because we're going to be ice fishing. We're going to be frostbitten.
And if you want a chance to win something really cool through the Wisconsin Bowfishing Association, you can win a brand new Megarex bow.
What? What do you mean, Matthew? Did we send one to them as a donation?
I don't know, but they got it. Yeah.
Whoa.
They're going to be selling tickets to win the Megarex bow.
That's awesome. That's very
throughout
cool.
the bowfishing tournament season.
Yep, absolutely. That'll be cool to see that up there.
Yeah. And the BAA meeting is coming up here. I believe it's going to be in May sometime. I haven't seen a date for that yet, but I believe it's going to be in Memphis, Tennessee at the Pyramid.
Yep.
If you have any proposals that you'd like to bring up, those are the places where you can bring them up. As far as tournaments go, as far as rules and regulations, anything. Bring a proposal. If you have been sitting there all year saying, man, they need to change. This ain't right. Don't sit back there and piss and moan. Go do something if you want to get something changed. Go to a meeting. Bring it up.
Yeah.
Have an agenda.
Everybody can be a keyboard cowboy and write what they hate and sit back and just talk crap about everything that's going on. You are doing absolutely nothing by doing that.
Right.
All right? If the post is asking for input, okay, that's fine. But if you're going out there and commenting negatively, you have so much more audience, people that will listen, more power to actually have something get changed if you become a board member of something, whether it's your state association trying to get on the BEA board, whatever it might be. Do something fruitful. Try to get that. If you are passionate about that, take it to the next level and actually try to get something changed.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Moving forward, Schmitty, we're going to give our listeners a little game time here. A little game time, Schmitty.
Oh, like a little bullfishing trivia or something? Or
well, you know, it's something like that.
Okay. All right. We're going to do it. We're going to do it for the listeners, correct? Oh.
It's the time of year when you should be thinking a little bit about these things. They're kind of serious questions, Schmitty.
Okay.
Boat safety, cold water chaos.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What happens if you fall in the water and it's cold out? And other boating safety questions.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely. Safety, always very important.
Absolutely. So it's a good time of year to bring this stuff up because we're going to be heading out when it's getting a little cool and the water temperatures are a little low. So So, all right, folks, it's time for another round of the Bowfishing Buzz Trivia, where the questions are cold and the consequences are colder.
That's right. Today's theme, falling into cold water. Something every bowfisher thinks won't happen to them until it does. Yes, yes. Question number 1, Matthew. All right, we'll give our listeners a couple seconds to think of what they think the answer is. What's the biggest immediate danger when you fall into cold water? All right. Is it A, hypothermia, B, muscle cramps, C, cold shock, or D, the fish will laugh at you?
One of these will mess you up in about 5 seconds flat.
The answer to that question, again, I'll read it. What's the biggest immediate danger when you fall into cold water? A, hypothermia, B, muscle cramps, C, cold shock, or D, the fish laughing at you? The correct answer is C, cold shock.
Yes.
Your body panics, your breathing goes wild, and suddenly you're doing the inflatable tube man dance while trying to get out of that freezing cold water.
Yep.
And I actually asked you about this beforehand.
Right.
I said, well, Matt, what's the difference between hypothermia and cold shock? And your answer was actually very interesting. Would you care to share, Matthew?
Cold shock. You're nice and dry. You're up on the deck of the boat. You hit a log that you didn't see. You fall in. Immediately, your body goes into shock. All right? You start breathing.
Hyperventilating.
You start gulping. You're hyperventilating. You're like, you're getting numb. You're tingling so quick and fast. It's instant shock to the body. Where hypothermia is more of a stretched period of time that you've been in the water.
Right.
You start getting hypothermia.
Yep.
And your core temperature starts dropping.
Yep. Cold shock
your
happens.
Your limbs become numb.
Exactly.
You
your
can't
toes
feel
become
them anymore.
black.
You can't move your legs anymore to stay afloat.
Yes. Yep. Cold shock is
Cold shock
immediate.
is instant.
Hypothermia is over time.
Yes.
Yep.
So question 2, Schmitty.
And everybody listening, make a guess in your head.
Yes.
While we're having these questions.
Cold shock can happen in water colder than what temperature? A, freezing. B, 70 degrees. C, 40 degrees. D, only icy water. This one surprises people.
I'm surprised reading this right now. The answer to that question is B, 70 degrees.
Yes.
That is insanely warm in my head, to be honest with you. That's refreshing spring water. Yeah, it's a liar. It does not take much for you to all of a sudden be cold shock, and you're in trouble.
Now imagine that you're here in the Midwest, and you go out in March when the water temperature is about 38.
Yeah, right.
42 degrees. Cold shock.
Yeah. Yep. Question number 3. What's the first thing you should do after falling into cold water? Matt, I'm worried that we're going to be talking about all this cold water aspect of things, and then we're going to go shooting fish later this winter, and when it's going to happen to us. But we'll be ready because we're learning. We're educating the people.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
Again, what's the first thing you should do after falling into cold water? Is it A, swim like your life depends on it? B, yell at your buddy? C, control your breathing? Or D, take off your clothes? And choose wisely. Your body is listening.
All right. The answer is C, control your breathing. If you don't calm your breathing, the rest of your plan doesn't matter.
100%. To me, that breathing aspect,
under control.
If you're breathing panicked, guess what the rest of your body's going to do? It's going to follow suit with that and go into panic as well. Now that's when things get really scary.
Right.
All right? Control your breathing, people. That is the most important thing that you can do.
Moving on to question 4. Why is swimming immediately after falling into the cold water dangerous? A, you lose coordination. B, fish think you're bait.
Oh, no.
C, your muscles lock up instantly. Or D, the water pulls you down. This one's for the I am a stronger swimmer crowd. And they didn't get out of anything.
Right. The answer to that question, Matt, is A.
Wow.
You lose coordination.
Right.
cold water turns grown adults into soggy newborn deer. All of a sudden, you can't walk, you can't move, you try to stand up, and you fall over. Things get bad.
Yes, they do.
Don't swim after you fall into freezing cold water. All right, question number 5.
Yes.
What does the 1-10-1 rule mean? Let me repeat that. What does the 1-10-1 rule mean?
Right.
Is it A, 1 fish, 10 misses, 1 excuse? That's personally what my answer would be. Is it B, 1 beer, 10 casts, 1 bad idea? C, 1 minute to control your breathing, 10 minutes of movement, 1 hour before unconsciousness? Or D, 1 jacket, 10 layers, 1 heater? This one actually matters here,
This one actually matters, that's right. The answer to this is C. 1 minute, 10 minutes, 1 hour.
Yep.
The first minute can literally save your life.
Yep. First minute, control your breathing. 10 minutes, movement. Get that blood flowing.
Right.
And then 1 hour.
Remember, you have 1 hour before you lose consciousness.
Yeah. Then you're toast.
Yep.
After if that happens.
1-10-1.
Yep. The 1-10-1 rule. Look at us, Matt.
My goodness.
Look what we're doing. We're helping the people.
Oh. Question 6 is a rapid fire.
Oh, okay.
True or false? True or false? You should rip your clothes off immediately in cold water.
Don't overthink it, people. The answer to number 6 is false. Your clothing will trap air. Strip later, not while you're fighting to save your life.
Right.
That clothing can help insulate yourself
Yes.
and not be directly exposed to whatever the water temperature is that you have fallen into.
Right.
And as we have learned, it does not take very cold water. 70 degrees was the answer to that other question. It does not take much for your body to go into cold water shock panic.
There is only one thing really that I can think of that you want to get off you as quick as possible.
Okay. What would that be?
If you had waders on.
Oh, yeah, that would be bad. Get those off.
Yeah.
I've been in a couple iffy situations with raiders. Yes.
But we're not really in a boat fishing boat with waders on. But
yeah, guys
you
might
want them to get weighted down with water and pull it down.
Right. Yep. All right, Matt, the final question, lightning round. What's the most important piece of gear in cold water? Is it A, waders, B, boots, C, a life jacket, or D, a kickin' mustache?
Ooh. Only one of these keeps your face above water when your body quits.
Yeah. This one's kind of obvious, people.
Right.
Life jackets.
Absolutely.
All right? Because cold water does not care how tough you are. Oh, I'm not. I hunt in the cold all the time. I can handle the cold. Well, guess what? You can't handle it when your body's literally entrapped by it. All right? You're going to be in trouble. Wear your life jackets, people.
Yes.
Whether it's an inflatable one that you wear around, like a vest style or around your waist. We tend to wear those waist ones all the time.
Right.
They go on when they are wet. Whatever you got to do, stay safe out on the water. That is number 1.
Right. Life jackets are huge.
Yep.
Do we want to ask them some more questions, Schmitty?
I'm fine with that if we've got time before Mr. Cass shows
We've
up.
got a little bit of time here.
Okay. All right.
It's time to separate the boat drivers from the boat riders.
I would be under the boat riders crowd. That's right. This ain't beginning safety class. This is expert level safety. All right? This is bowfishing safety trivia. No Googling, no cheating. If you miss these, we're taking your captain card away from you.
That's right.
All right?
Question
so that
number...
means if you get it wrong, I'm in charge of driving the boat.
Question number 1. While operating a boat fishing boat at night, which piece of gear is most critical for preventing collisions? A, a high-powered deck lights. B, bow-mounted LEDs only. C, proper navigation lights. Or D, a louder outboard. The answer, Schmitty, is of course C.
Yes. Yep.
Proper navigation lights. Nav lights help you stay alive. If other boats can't see you, you're just a floating target.
Yes, 100%. Deck lights, they help you shoot fish. They help you see what's going on inside the boat. Guess what? They're invisible to everybody else. You got to have those red and green lights active, people. That's the number 1 safety thing, especially when we're doing majority of our shooting at night. Obviously, that's when you're going to see them.
Schmitty,
Yeah?
what happened to us back in 2018?
Yeah.
Or 2020 or whatever?
We were flying down the river. Okay? We had all of our appropriate lights on. All right? And all of a sudden, we're going by, and all of a sudden, we're like, what did we just pass? We had the throttle down. We were flying in an area that we knew was safe to drive. Here it was a boat.
No lights on
sitting in
whatsoever.
the dark, completely black. The boat was black. They had no nav lights on. They had no head. They had no lighting whatsoever.
Nothing.
And we think back to that so many times. What if? Oh my! What if we were 20 yards further over? Right. Oh my God, that would be terrible. That's the prime example I think of when guys are like, nav lights. Don't need them. Use them, people. It could save your life.
Right.
Could save your life. Question number 2 of the expert bowfishing safety round here. What's the primary danger of standing shots from an elevated deck in rough water? Again, what's the primary danger of standing shots from an elevated deck in rough water? Is it A, missing fish?
Not good.
B, losing arrows?
Uh-oh.
C, loss of balance leading to ejection?
Bingo.
Or D, tangled line? The answer there, somewhat obvious.
Absolutely.
It is obviously C. Loss of balance leading to you falling out of the boat.
Right.
If you don't fall onto the deck, you fall out of the boat. Gravity is undefeated.
Absolutely
All
it is. It's taking you down.
Yep.
Question 3 of the expert round here. Which condition most increases fatigue and reaction time while night bow fishing? Is it A, cold weather, B, darkness, C, alcohol, or D, all the above?
Yes. Yeah.
Schmidty, the answer to that is obviously D, all of the above. This is why safety talk exists. Cold plus drinks plus drinks.
That's what you're going to say if you have too many
Cold
drinks.
plus dark plus drinks equals bad decision faster.
Yeah, 100%. Yep, don't mix those. That's not a good mix. At our tournament, we confiscate all alcohol. We don't need, God forbid, something happens. We need everybody to stay safe.
Right.
All right?
Right.
Question number 4. What is the safest direction to shoot a fish from the deck? Is it A, straight down, B, towards the stern, C, away from people and equipment, or D, any direction is totally fine?
Man, it depends on where that fish is, Schmitty.
And how big he is, man. Oh, no. We are kidding, of course. The answer is C, away from people and equipment. Arrows don't care about friendships. Know your lanes. Arrows don't know if they're flying towards somebody's leg or towards the boat or towards a deck light. They do not care. It's all up to you.
Right.
Be safe out there.
Yep. You know, when you're duck hunting or goose hunting and you're walking, like, especially if you're like grouse hunting or pheasant hunting and you got people walking in a line, you all have your lanes.
Yes.
And we teach it all the time in hunter safety classes.
Yep.
Know your lanes.
Yep. Something else to go off of that, Matt. I'm sure you've seen it. I've seen it. You get people on the boat. Somebody draws back at a fish. Oh, the fish goes under. Let's say the person's on the upper right corner of the deck. They draw back. Fish goes under the boat, skirts out the left side, and that individual stays at full draw
and
moves himself across the deck. His aeroplane crosses 2 people, however many are on the deck, goes over, still at full draw, and then shoots the fish. If you see that happen, say something. People. Don't. That's safety is above all. If you feel like you're going to make that person upset by saying that, it doesn't matter. You got to say it. That's a bad habit to get into.
We've got 2 more, Schmitty.
Okay.
Why should every bowfishing boat have a dedicated lookout spotter? Is it A, more eyes on fish, B, helps judge shots, C, watches for obstacles, boats, and hazards, or D, makes the captain feel important?
Oh.
The answer, of course, is C. He watches for obstacles, boats, and hazards. Fish don't hit you. Well, that's not really true.
No.
Stumps, docks, and pontoons do.
Yes, correct. How many times are we down on the river? One of us is a lookout, looking for floating debris that we don't want to hit.
Usually it's the one that's doing the driving of the boat and all that stuff. He's paying attention. See the stump coming. Hey, everybody, hold on. You know, he's always kind of telling everybody what to do.
Yep.
How often is it when you go bowfishing with somebody and you're not driving the boat, you're just a shooter, and you're back in the sloughs on the Mississippi River or something like that, you're going in circles and you're going here and you're going there and you're going around. Also, you look up and you're like, where the hell are we?
Oh, every time, all the time. I always think to myself, how the hell does Matt know where we are? This is insane. I'd be lost.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then versus when you're actually driving the boat, you're always kind of looking at your phone or looking at your maps and stuff to see exactly where you are. But the other people are just worried about shooting fish and that type of stuff. So,
Yep. Question number 6, our last question, Matt. What is the most overlooked but critical safety item on a bowfishing boat? Is it A, extra arrows, B, a first aid kit, C, a cooler, or D, a landing net?
Landing net. Come on now.
What are we doing here?
We should have crossed it out and put a gaff in
Get
there.
yourself some anchor QTs and lift that big old fish right in the boat. Ain't no problem about it. Obviously, guys, have a first aid kit on the boat. You never know what you're going to run across. Matt, you tell me the story all the time. You were shooting a tournament, and you had a spine bone of a carp go into your thumb.
Yeah, I went to the knuckle of my thumb.
Yeah, directly into the bone there, and that's obviously an awful thing. Anything can happen out there, but even just a cut or something, get it wrapped up. Have a first aid kit on the boat. It will give you peace of mind while you're out in the water as well.
We were bowfishing a couple years back, me and my good buddy Al Brusky and his wife Amy, and we were shooting the buffs, and I had shot a buff. And it was around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we were shooting buffs, and I shot one.
Oh, daytime buffs.
Yep. And the fish came to the side, and, of course, it was a bigger female, and I had shot it through the stomach, and it was soft tissue and stuff like that there. And I remember Al going down there to grab my arrow to help bring it in the boat. And as soon as I was like, that arrow came flying out of that fish. Oh. And it caught him across the lip. It came up and hit him in the lip. And it put a big old gouge in his lip. Yeah. Yep. And we couldn't get that pecking thing to stop bleeding up there, Right. And we had a first aid kit in the boat. And we put some gauze on there and stuff. And he looked a little goofy. Oh. But we fished into the night a little bit there then. And then he said his lips were starting to throb pretty good. So we took him and he had to get stitches and stuff put in there. But, first aid kit. Yeah, absolutely. You never know what you're going to need.
You never know. Even if that arrow would not have came out of that fish, even just that arrow getting thrashed around while that fish, that could whack you somewhere. Oh, my goodness, that would hurt really, really bad.
Mm-hmm. I have one more question, Schmidty.
Oh, okay.
I have one more here.
Okay.
What's the number one rule that overrides all bowfishing excitement?
Okay.
A, fill the barrels.
Oh, that's very important.
Barrel town. Get the barrel town, man. Mm-hmm. Beat your buddy's biggest fish of the night.
Well, that's what this next year's goal is.
Get your biggest fish of the day. Or D, everyone goes home safe. And, of course, the answer is D. Everyone goes home safe.
Everyone goes home safe, and you can have everybody come back and shoot some more fish later on.
No fish is worth a life. It's just not worth it.
Well, it is right there. All those nights, Matt, that we go out and we don't shoot many fish, that's just because we're being extra safe. That's our excuse.
Right.
Right. It's not because we didn't find them. We just wanted to get back safe.
Right. Yeah. Right. So if you aced that, congrats, you cleared the front deck.
Yep.
If not, maybe you're on gaff duty for the rest of the year.
Oh, no. Gaff duty. Gaff duty. Mm-hmm. Well, I tell you what, Matt. We have a very special guest that's going to be joining us.
Yes, he's probably downstairs waiting for us.
He probably is. Yep, we told him 11. It is 11:10 right now. We should really go gather him. We will be right back with Chris Shaggy Dog Cass after this quick commercial break.
Efficiency Bowfishing Lights by Outdoor Innovations USA. A color tone adjustable and dimmable light with a unique patented reflector design that puts more light where you need it. Efficiency Bowfishing Lights offer 3 different models. The 65-watt single color economy light, the 65-watt Efficiency V2 tri-color dimmable light for maximum efficiency and versatility, and the 130-watt Efficiency Maximus, designed to be an all-out beast of a bowfishing light. Efficiency, designed and built by bowfishermen for bowfishermen. Check them out at OutdoorInnovationsUSA.com. Are you looking to elevate your bowfishing brand with stunning design solutions? Look no further than N Designs. Their team of talented designers is dedicated to bringing your vision to life. Whether it's t-shirts, hats, leather products, eye-catching logos, to captivating boat wraps, they have you covered. Plus, with their commitment to excellence and attention to detail, you can trust that your project is in good hands. Don't settle for ordinary. Choose N Designs for extraordinary results. Visit their website today and let's bring your ideas to life. N Designs, where creativity meets excellence.
Hey, everybody. We are back here. And look back here.
Special guest.
We're going to have a little, listen to this. We're going to have a little guest intro music.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh. Right there, everybody. We have got Chris Shaggy Dog Cass joining us here on the Bowfishing Buzz, episode 114. This man's seen a lot of bowfishing stuff. He's done a lot of bowfishing stuff. And he's right here from Wisconsin.
Yep.
is the founder of the Wisconsin Bowfishing Association.
How cool is that? And we got him here.
We got him here.
In studio. Not on the phone,
No.
in studio.
No, when I was talking to Chris, he's like, well, I want to come up.
Yeah, we're not doing this by phone.
Right. He said, hey, I want to come up and see the shop. I want to visit. I want to do this live on the podcast. So, Chris, thank you so much for driving up. It's about a 3-hour drive for you, is that?
Yep. No, my pleasure.
We appreciate you coming up and joining us.
Absolutely.
And yeah, we're going to get rolling into the Chris Cass interview here, everybody.
Absolutely.
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, no. You were recommended to have on the
Yes,
podcast.
absolutely.
So this is
Absolutely.
perfect. This is perfect. Lots to cover today.
Right.
Lots to cover.
Right.
Parts 2, 3, 4.
Yes,
There
this will
could
be.
be.
People
This will
get
be
tired of Chris Cass episodes.
So we've had that already.
Yep.
That's great. So, Chris, first of all, who's Chris Cass? To the people that might not know who you are, where you're from, where you grew up.
Well, that's a long story, too,
Yep.
Matt. But, most people don't know that I was born in Ohio.
Oh.
But I have lived in Wisconsin pretty much all my life and live in Janesville.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there, like I say, most of my life. Still reside there with my wife. We've got 3 kids. They've all bowfished at one point in time throughout their life, so that's
Awesome.
been pretty good.
Yeah.
As well as hunting and fishing. I've been bow fishing for probably, I don't know, close to 50 years now, I suppose.
Wow. When did you move to Wisconsin, Chris?
When I was 16.
When you were 16, okay.
They got me out of the bad part, let's put it that way.
Okay, all right.
It worked out good. I started actually archery with my uncle. My Uncle Les
nice.
got me into it. Yep, he was a big influence for me when it came to
That's
hunting
great.
and fishing. And he and I used to bowfish up in Lake Erie when I was just a kid. And again, back in the 70s, you didn't have much idea what was going on. You had some different equipment. You made equipment, walked around and had fish beating you up while you're shooting them, and hopefully didn't shoot your foot.
Yep.
Well, we had a great time. A great time.
That's awesome. I have to ask this.
Yeah.
Because you and I talk about this. Before the masses started shooting fish, and you get somebody like yourself, a pioneer who's doing it back in the 70s, were there fish everywhere? Were there big fish everywhere?
It seemed like it. It really seemed like it. And again, you look back when you go to a house or something else, everything looks smaller and you remember it, but I'm pretty sure the fish were there.
Yeah.
Especially in some of those bigger bodies of water.
Right.
It seemed like it. So I think bowfishing does have an effect on some of the fish, depending on what lakes you're in.
Absolutely. You are quite familiar with peat and well flowage and stuff like that there. I remember when I first started going down there with Jeff back in, 20 years ago. It was nothing to go down there and fill up 3 barrels early season bow fishing down there. Yep. That was before you could only fish in one section of peat and well because the county split the line there.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And it was nothing to go down there and see thousands and thousands of carp. Yep. Now sometimes you go down there, you might not even fill up half of a barrel now.
Yep.
Yeah, and like I said, I think bowfishing has an effect, the environment. The larger bodies of water like the Great Lakes, I think what's really hurt for a lot of bowfishing, and I don't know about necessarily carp production, is the invasives of the, say like the phragmites or phragmites, however you want to pronounce it. Those reeds, we shot Caseville for dozens of years over in Lake Huron, and anymore, you don't have these cattail weed beds that these carp can be found in because they're just getting pushed out. And I don't know, we used to be able to find fish spawning everywhere in those when we were, years ago, and you just don't see that anymore. So I don't know.
That's an invasive weed that you just mentioned?
Yep,
What does it do? What does it look like?
It looks a lot like a cattail, but they're a lot longer, and the tops have a lot of fluffier fern-type top to them. But they grow, they're super hard, and they're super dense. So you can't hardly get through it. It's funny when you get out there, say in Caseville, you can find deer trails through there once in a while because they started getting made while they were younger. And
sure.
You could walk down them sometimes, and sometimes you'd catch fish in there trying to swim down the channel because that's all there is. It just gets to be so dense
Oh,
as
wow.
they get taller and higher, they can't get through. Yeah, it's
Losing cover.
That's exactly
Oh,
it. Habitat is
that's
disappearing
right,
big time.
right.
And I think the same thing's happening on Green Bay. So, I mean, it's unfortunate.
Yep.
We are learning things 5 minutes into this interview
it's-
that I did not know beforehand.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's very
invasive,
cool.
crazy reeds that are like freaking like a dense forest.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
not awesome, but that's very good to know. I'll ask you, Chris. You said your uncle got you into bow fishing.
Yep.
You have turned that into a career. You've been around bow fishing. You've done some really cool things. The Wisconsin Bowfishing Association, you were the president. You got nighttime bowfishing passed in the state. What were those times like?
He was the founder of the WB.
founder. What was
My
it like
gosh.
back in those early days? This is just all so interesting to be able to hear all of this.
Right.
Yeah, it's been quite the journey, and I hope more people in the state of Wisconsin start taking heed as to where it all came from so we don't lose it. I'm not a social media person like I told you guys. I did listen to one of your podcasts, and you guys talked about people dumping stuff at the ramps
Yeah.
or any place else. That's one of the biggest problems. So we'll get on that, I guess, as time goes on. But back in the mid-'90s, I eventually became president of the Bowfishing Association of America.
Okay.
And tried to help steer that back around and getting it in a good direction.
Yep.
And doing so, we started doing shows. And at that time, my partner, Roger Bayless, and I, we would travel out of state so we could bowfish at night because we couldn't do it here. And a lot of people didn't understand what we were doing or why, because we're shooting fish. Why do we have to do it at night? As we did these shows, you could talk to more people, and we did the Wisconsin Deer Classic, and I'd get the chance to talk to more and more people in the state of Wisconsin, and everybody, we need an association. I said, I'm working on it, but why not? We don't want to do it until we get night bow fishing passed.
Okay.
And Fred Christian from F&D,
Yep.
he was one of the ones in the beginning. We need an association. I said, Fred, when we get nighttime bow fishing, well, I don't see why we need that. And it was probably a couple of years afterwards, Fred and I were talking, and Fred goes, I see what you mean. Night bow fishing is you made the right choice. This was great.
Yep.
So and I've got a great, I'll try to think of the politically correct word, although I'm sure you guys aren't politically correct on here very often, knowing you two.
They're a little unfiltered.
yeah, unfiltered. Yeah.
Wisconsin's DNR was less than desirable to work with when it came to doing this. Wisconsin's Conservation Department or Conservation Congress was also less than enthusiastic in helping. There was one person years ago that probably the only reason I was able to get nighttime bow fishing passed, and that was a fish biologist from the DNR, as a matter of fact, by the name of Tim Simonson.
Okay.
Wasn't for Tim, what we did is we started, like I say, back in the mid-'90s, started this process rolling to get nighttime bow fishing passed. What are we going to do? Okay, nothing. The DNR doesn't want to work with us. Okay, we're going to do it the right way. We're going to go to the Conservation Congress. We're going to get a resolution passed, and we got resolutions passed in probably 3 or 4, 5 different counties back then. And they were all unanimous. You might have had 1 or 2 naysayers, but they were pretty much all unanimous. I had drafted up so there was all the same and everything went through. Okay, well, that's great. We fast forwarded to the Conservation Congress Warm Water Committee. I don't know, you guys are probably familiar with Little Dan Riley. He and I also shoot fish a lot together. And we went up to Hayward to the Warm Water Committee hearing. Okay, this is going to go good. We're going to be all set. I have documentation still from law enforcement in Oklahoma, Alabama, all kinds of places that have night bow fishing, and we have a presence there. So I'm like, no, there's not a problem with night bow fishing at all. This is great. Matter of fact, we even brought up, so I don't want to get ahead of myself on that one. So we did that. We had all this information. I had these packets that we'd printed up, and Dan's handing them out. I'm talking.
You're feeling good.
Confident.
This
is awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
It passed unanimously in this handful of, and the committee looked at it and said, yeah, I don't know if we're really interested in this. What?
Oh, wow.
It's unanimous. Well, we're going to table it. wait a minute, I came all this way. They didn't even want to listen to us talk.
Wow. Didn't even give you a chance.
No. So it was a pretty bitter pill to swallow. And Tim tried even at that meeting. He goes, these guys here, why don't we talk to them? At least, no, they didn't want anything to do with it. So I get upset. So fast forward, talked to another friend of mine that was up in this area. And back then, Senator Russ Decker out of Wausau was a great guy. He listened to what we had to say, what we wanted to achieve, put together a bill, and fast forwarded that. And we wound up getting that passed through both the House and the Senate, signed by the governor as opening up 53, I believe it was, bodies of water, because, of course, we couldn't do everything at once.
Yep.
And then it had a 3-year sunset on it. So we're like, okay, we've got her made now. This is the start. Let's start the WBA.
More in the south were those 53 lakes?
Yeah.
More in the south?
There was
southern?
a few. I think we got up here in Old Plain and some of
Okay.
the other ones up
All
here.
right.
They tried to stay at more major bodies of water.
Yep.
Yep. And do you know what year was that? Those initial 53 that they allowed
2000.
it on? 2000. Okay.
I'll have to look at my notes. My memory's going at this stage of the game. But I think it was 2000 because that's when the WBA was started.
Okay.
So I think it was sometime in January of 2000. There was probably about I'd sent out invitations to about 20, 25 different bow fishermen that I knew throughout the state and said, hey, we're going to organize the association for this state. Come on down to my house.
And I remember bow fishing in the flowage, and there were seasons.
Yep.
And I always remember I could go out at midnight on like the first Saturday in March or something like that.
Wow.
I could go out at midnight.
Okay.
I could go out there at Friday at midnight. I could go shoot fish on the old plain.
Really? Mm-hmm. So let me just ask you this, Chris. When you went to that Warm Waters Committee and they kind of shot you down like that, what was their reason for not wanting to allow nighttime bow fishing in Wisconsin?
Probably didn't give you a reason at all.
They didn't give me a reason at all.
Really? What
Yep.
the world?
Well, we'll just table this for a while. I think I put in the round tables what it was going to be because none of them were interested in it.
Oh, well, okay. Strange.
Yeah.
I get the distaste that you had.
Oh, yeah. And to this day, it kind of still there.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
And so, yeah. So what
That's
was
terrible.
it? Yeah, so we, so like I said, once that ball was rolling in the governor's, we got bow fishing in now. At night, we're good to go. Those guys came down. We created the WBA. And to correct you, I wasn't the first president of the WBA.
Oh.
I was nominated as the first president. I was still president of the BA at the time, and I declined the nomination, thinking that as a young organization, since I had the power of the BA behind us as well, I became the secretary-treasurer because I was able to interact with so many more people instead of just maybe being the name and the face of it. So I declined that. I wish I would have, maybe not, but, it's kind of cool if I was the first president. The first president was actually Steve Barris.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And so, that's how that went from there. And then I was able to still use, like I said, the knowledge I had and all the contacts with the BAA to keep going as the secretary-treasurer. And I think we created six different districts that are in there and 2 regional representatives at the same time, Bob Trempanier from Illinois and who was it? Mark Ellenberg from
Minnesota. Yep.
Mm-hmm. He was one of the
How cool is that?
What was it? Oh yeah, we had Fred Christian was the first Region 1, Kevin Smedron second, Mike Paulchek was the third region, Steve Geiger in the fourth, Mark Barris in the fifth, and Bill Zalecki in the sixth.
Wow.
Regions. Yeah, so it all came together there in my living room, and from there, it's morphed into what it is today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everybody listening who has ever enjoyed a night out on the water here in Wisconsin shooting fish, you have this gentleman to thank right here.
Absolutely.
Big time.
Chris
That's
Cass.
very cool.
Yes.
That's wild.
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
glad we were able to pull it off.
Yeah.
I
That's
think a lot
awesome.
of people enjoy it now.
Absolutely.
And I think that history is important because I want people to continue to enjoy it and my grandchildren to enjoy it. And if we don't straighten up sometimes, they might not. And you don't realize all the work that went into getting it legal.
Yeah. There's a lot of work.
And the WBA has been involved. I've been their legislative liaison pretty much since its inception. And, we've been involved in just about every other change that's been out there for bow fishing.
Yeah.
So whether it's, I was looking at some of the notes before this or my pictures, and we legalized crossbows for bow fishing before crossbows were legal for anything in the state of Wisconsin.
Oh, wow.
Which you wouldn't think that, hey, we can't keep a disabled person from bow fishing, but it's sometimes it's a lot of these small oversights that people don't realize when laws are made until they're made, and they're like, whoops, okay, let's fix it.
Yep. Yep.
Speaking of that fix, I noticed that there's one on the books now. I don't want you guys to, since you're not very politically correct, to straighten up a little bit, but in a clearinghouse that they're going to have, these Asian carp are no longer Asian carp.
Yes,
you're not aware of that.
They gave them a different name in Illinois.
They gave them a different. They're giving them a different name in Wisconsin too.
Oh, are they really?
That's in the legislative process right now for the clearinghouse of everything. That's.
I heard that the reasoning is
carp.
To make
that's what the name is now. It's just invasive carp.
Is there Kopi or
no, invasive carp was, at least that's the
okay.
That was the terminology I read in the legislation, or in the it's not legislation, that the DNR side of it. And I thought, well, that's great.
Yeah.
Regular carp are invasive too, but now they're going to be called, they're still common carp. Even though they're German carp, they're common. And there is one other one with it, and I can't remember. We'd have to look it up. But
what a broad
how's that
name.
Yep. I think Illinois is changing the name to Kopi or something like that to make them sound more edible.
Oh.
To give it a better name so people think that they can eat them. They actually are very well to eat. They're very good to eat, but they're trying to change that name so that people try to reference them as something that can be eaten in restaurants and stuff like that.
All right.
Different perception going
on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. Well, that's interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the amount of time that you put into this all on your own. You're not getting paid to do none of this, Chris.
Nope, not at all. It was, I guess, a labor of love. I wanted to bowfish in the state. I'm traveling to different states all the time to bowfish. I can't do it here. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I put a lot of time, effort, money into getting it, and I'm glad. I'm glad where we're at right now.
We're very glad.
Absolutely.
That
success.
One thing I'm curious about, back when you got this legalized, when you guys formed this, got everything, all your ducks in a row, and it got passed, was Wisconsin one of the last states to legalize nighttime bowfishing, or was it common for states to not have it allowed back then?
We were one of the last.
Okay.
ones.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Minnesota might have been in that same pile, but other than that, it was pretty much common everywhere, especially when you got to the South where they can shoot fish more.
Sure.
Longer seasons.
Exactly. And so that was nice. And actually, when we went in front of the legislature, the core group here, we chipped in when it got to the legislature, and we brought up a fellow by the name of Bobby Gentry, he was kind of big in the Bowfishing Association tournament scene back then, but he was a federal game warden.
Oh, nice.
We brought him up here, and he actually came up and testified on our behalf.
Wow.
At the hearings as well, at the legislative level as well. So it was pretty cool.
Great.
They would come up and do that, and
absolutely
get you up here. So it worked out good.
I remember South Dakota was one of the later ones too, where you couldn't bowfish at nighttime in South Dakota. And Ty Smith is one of the ones out there to get it legalized out there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. And Ty Smith was a pro staffer for many, many years ago.
Yep.
And he helped with that. So, a lot of people, Wisconsin, the people that are out there bowfishing right now, take it for granted. It's always been like this.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great. We can go wherever we want. We can go at nighttime. We can go during the daytime. We don't have no county lines to worry about or any of that stuff.
Yeah. Even when you bring it up, when you've brought it up in the past, you're like, well, you used to not be able to shoot fish at night. In my head, I'm like, okay, whatever. Back in the 1920s when that was, it's not that long ago.
No, I mean, people take it for granted, but you have to have people like Chris and the other names that he's mentioned here to get the ball rolling. Every state needs that. If you don't have that, you don't have what we love to do.
Right. Yep.
So hats off to you, Chris, for
thank you
for spearheading this whole project. That's impressive. Also, the catfishing.
Yep. Yeah, we got that one as well.
You got that one also.
And actually, I'll kick some people. The WBA let me down as far as I'm concerned on that. A lot of WBA wanted the bowfishing for catfish. I worked on it. I got it going. We had a hearing. And actually, there's a different legal limit for catfish with a bow than there was there is for rod and reel.
Yep. We actually talked about this at the ATA show. Someone was talking.
And that was because nobody bothered to do what I asked and call, write, or show up to these hearings in a favorable opinion of keeping the rules and regulations simple. For those people that don't live in the state of Wisconsin, they don't realize how, our rule books are like this. You go to other states and they're like this.
Right.
Everything's got to be difficult in the state.
To understand.
And why not, if it's legal to shoot catfish and I can catch 4 with a rod and reel, you've got people that are catching them commercially. Why do I have a lower limit when it comes to catfish? If I'm going to shoot them with my bow.
Yeah.
Nobody stepped up. I was the only person voicing an opinion in favor. And I was really disappointed in the membership. Apparently, we didn't want it that bad if we're not going to take the time and effort to support it. Luckily, I was able to get it through. You guys can shoot catfish now in this state, but you have a lower limit than if you were to catching them with a rod and reel. Right. So it's kind of disappointing.
Yeah. What is the bullfishing limit?
I don't know. I knew you were going to ask me that. I want to, and I think it can vary, but for some reason I want to say it's 3.
Okay, gotcha.
Technically, I don't think I've shot a catfish since we made it legal. Yeah. But
that
doesn't mean I don't want it to be legal for
somebody else.
Exactly.
Yep, right.
Or if I see the opportunity, I want to seize it. But we'd have to check.
Yeah. And we talked about it many times while we're filming. We should do a catfish segment where we actually shoot someone, because you see a bunch of them at certain times of year, right? Like, especially when the carp are done spawning, it's like, when you start seeing catfish, it's like, okay, the spawn is done here.
Yeah.
And their catfish are everywhere.
Yep.
And it'd be cool to do a little segment on there. You shoot a couple and you fry them up and stuff like that.
Yeah, that would be cool. We should do that. Yeah.
Yes.
Another thing that WB was, again, now we've come a long ways with our conservative thinking that, we don't have cases in cars, you don't have, for your weapons and all that. Well, it was still illegal technically for you to have your bowfishing bow uncased in a bow back in history. People don't think about it. Hey, so that was changed as well, to be able to bowfish and have a bow uncased while you were in a boat or under power. Trolling was still considered somewhat under power.
Sure.
Depending on what warden you talk to, whether it's going to be a big motor throwing a wake or whether you're moving under any kind of power. So it was something that people don't think about. Again, another one that fell through the cracks.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Yeah.
So what year was it to where they kind of got rid of the seasons, Chris? And when you go down on Petenwell, you had to stay on the east side of the lake. You couldn't go to the west side of the lake, and Castle Rock was the same way.
Crossing the county line.
You couldn't cross the county lines. Do you remember when that got all kind of changed, where you could finally just have at it?
No, we got the whole state open. Well, it would have been 3 years after, so it would have been 2000, 2003 for all the whole state to open up. We were still bound by seasons.
Okay.
And then I want to say it was probably 4 or 5 years later.
Okay.
So
all right.
The early 2000s,
sure.
after the 8, 10, somewhere in there, to where we got the next progression step in that.
Gotcha.
I think we still have a couple conflicts with the border water, but
yes,
that was Again, you fight what battles you can,
right.
and so. But yeah, we do what we can.
We can't thank you enough for all the work that you've done for here in the state of Wisconsin and bow fishing all over the place. That's awesome stuff, and it was all, like you said, stuff on your own time and everything. That's impressive.
Yep.
That's impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bow fishing tournaments. You've enjoyed them quite a bit, haven't you, in your journey through your bow fishing?
Yep. It's been awesome.
You remember the first one? You remember the first tournament you ever competed in?
I do.
Where was it at? Was it in Wisconsin?
Nope, East Harbor State Park in Ohio, up in the Western Basin there when I was just a kid. My uncle took me. Yep, that's what I said. Hey, you're going to need sunglasses so you can see the fish. Nobody knew you needed polarized sunglasses. So you needed glasses. I'm like, I don't really see them much different, a little bit, but we didn't have polarized sunglasses. And you walked around, you had the stringers. But, I was probably maybe 12.
Oh, wow.
How cool is that?
Wow.
So that was cool. Yeah, like I said, he got me going. And it was funny, the bow fishing, it was so... I won't say new, but yet it was. I believe it was I don't know why I can remember this. I can't remember people's names or what I had for breakfast this morning, but I think it was Den's Archery Den over in the east side of Ohio, probably over by Ashtabula. Put a tournament on the opposite side of the state because the bow fishing would be better there. I think that's I may be wrong, but I think that's how that came about, that tournament there. And I shot that for a couple of years. It wasn't something we were going to be competitive at. I mean, there were a couple guys that had boats. We didn't have boats.
I was going to ask you, so you're waiting and stuff most of the time, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure I couldn't tell you who won. All I know is I'm out there shooting fish, and this
Having
is awesome.
a good time. Yeah, right.
Like I say, fish are splashing around, and that's back when you could had cattails and you could walk through them, and there's, big females laying there trying to rest after they just got the crap beat out of them for the last hour from a bunch of males.
Crazy males, yeah. Right. Taking a
Oh,
little break.
next thing she thinks his arrow's coming through her, but we got her in the stringer. You got a stringer, and you're trying to do it. It's evolved tremendously.
So how many carp could 12-year-old Chris Cass drag through the water back to the tubs?
A lot more than this guy can do now, I'll tell you. But, even the stringers that I use nowadays are completely different. What you didn't know. If I could probably shoot 20 fish, I was probably doing great.
Mm-hmm.
But probably, can you miss them? How can you miss a fish at your foot, but you do it anyway?
Yeah.
Well, I still do it. Those guys in New Zealand will tell you that. How do you miss an orange fish?
If you had to guess, if you remember, or if you have to guess, how many people were participating in that first tournament that you were in when you were 12?
There was quite a few, actually. There was a lot, but I don't remember a lot of boats being there. We're there to shoot some fish, and at the time, it's organized, but it's not AMS Big 20 level.
Sure.
That type of, hey, we're here to shoot some fish. Okay, we got I couldn't even tell you what prizes were, anything like that. And there was just a fraction of the guys had boats, and most of them were probably all deep V boats that they had. A bass boat. You didn't have a big John boat with a.
Sure.
We didn't have lights set up. Or I don't remember seeing lights on boats. Big boats like we have now, they're all small boats to maybe just get you to a place to walk around.
Sure.
Or something.
Gotcha.
Was it a total weight or numbers?
I think they were all numbers back
all
then.
numbers, yep. Wow. So you were busy.
Oh,
You were busy.
oh, yeah. It was great. A couple of years after that, Dad and I went up to, matter of fact, I put that in the story, and I wrote an article one time with the Bow Hunter magazine. And my dad and I, and he enjoyed going and doing things and participating, but he wasn't a super enthusiastic or avid hunter or fisherman.
Yep.
He just enjoyed it. It was more the social aspect, but I still couldn't drive. I know that. So he took me up there, and we went around and shot some fish, and we probably only had 6 or 8 walking around in there. Put them in a garbage bag, and we left them at my uncle's front door. He couldn't go with us. They left them on the front porch for him.
Oh, yummy.
Hey, guess what we did today?
Yep. Wow.
Yeah, so that was a great story that
Wow.
we talked about for years. So,
That's cool.
That was
That's
great.
cool.
I can remember in 2013, I think it was, Pat Johnson and I went up to shoot in the Great Lakes Bowfishing Championship. Ran into you up there, I believe, a couple times up there, and we shot in there a couple tournaments up there. We ran into you up there. We brought the Big 20 back into Wisconsin in 2016 or something like that, around there, 2015. And you were always shooting in there with Brett and Paul Stapleman.
Yep.
And you guys took first place that one year in the Big 20. That was pretty impressive.
Well, we took first place in the Big 30. It was before you had
that was a Big 30. That's right. Yes.
You guys had a lesson for the guys that couldn't shoot 30 big fish and make it only 20 big fish. We still did good that way.
Yeah, that's right.
Once you dropped it down, we decided we'll let somebody else do it now.
That's pretty cool.
We won't give the Peas Boys a challenge.
Yeah, right.
Anymore.
Yeah. There you go.
Sorry, Cousin Bill.
That's pretty cool. You won that Big 20 there, or Big 30.
Yeah, that was good. It was. We got second one time, and just hasn't worked health-wise. We haven't been able to really shoot the three of us.
Miss seeing you guys. Miss seeing you guys.
We were going to do it this year, and it just again didn't work out.
Yeah.
Health-wise, I've been bad for a couple of years, but who knows? We might get a renewed vigor to try to pull it off.
That'd be great.
That would
to
be
see
awesome.
you guys again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we miss it. You miss it. I'll tell you. That's what got me going back to New Zealand. Was doing something again, and it made me, I got kind of a renewed enthusiasm.
That's awesome.
To do this. So,
that's great. That's
hopefully
awesome.
We'll get back out on it this year.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So speaking of that, Chris, New Zealand bowfishing.
Yes. Let's move on to New Zealand. I want to hear about New Zealand.
Competing in the Koi Carp Classic. Just give us an overview of what that whole situation looks like.
Well, they'll all be mad at me. Remember the story I just told you about when I started when I was 12?
Yeah.
That's bowfishing in New Zealand.
Oh,
that's a good way to kind of put it.
Yep.
Yes.
You know, and it's not being derogatory by any means.
Right.
They don't have the bodies of water that we have, so they don't have the big boats. They have one species that they pretty much, well, two now, is going to be your koi carp. And that's what this is what it was kind of all based on. Now they've got the grass carp as well with the koi. And those are the two main species that you're gonna shoot and go after.
So where are they shooting them?
Well, there's different, and this is what's unfortunate for the people of New Zealand is they deal with DOC, the Department of Conservation.
Okay.
There's different watershed regions that DOC has. Where the tournament is at is the Waikato region, which is on the North Island of New Zealand. And it was even more difficult for our shooters this year. In that DOC has regulations that we don't want invasive species. Well, they've got some invasive, I don't remember what it was, pretty bad now. It kept people, and you went to, say, Caseville, like you talked about it. Well, we've got plan A and B here, and we went here one time, and we're going to go down to the next place, or in your tournament, especially, I might go to Pete and Well one day. Yours is not a 2-day event anymore. All right. So, but anyway,
I know.
Going up to Green Bay, you had to stay in the same body of water that you shot the first day for the second day.
Oh,
very difficult for you to do, especially these river systems and maybe some backwaters. Going to hope for some flooding, and you've got some good bow fishing that's in a different watershed, but yet you can't do it because the way that the tournament was run that way. So there's getting to be more and more boats out there, but it's getting to be, they're trying to really, it's more of a fun congregational tournament where people come and they're going to compete. You've got your competitors, you've got your fun shooters, just like every other tournament we've got. And just going to be there to see what's happening. And they do a great job.
So take somebody take me there through your eyes when you already like Castle Rock to Back Bays, cattails, kind of dirty water. Is it kind of clear water? Take me through your eyes to the waters that you're shooting.
Well, I've been in a little bit of everything. Majority of the time, the water seems to be fairly dirty.
Okay.
It's all daytime shooting for the carp. The bodies of water, there's a couple that are big. They're when I say there's a few bodies of water to shoot, it's kind of deceiving, but say the Waikato River may have some backwaters off it that you may shoot, and it may be, I don't know how long. I can't pronounce the marine names for some of the ones that I've run. Wangariri, I think, is one of them where they originally started, and that was but a lot of times I've seen is dirty water.
Okay.
You're shooting a goldfish, so sometimes it's easier to see.
Okay. Yep.
Which is pretty good. I know the first time I got there was back in 2003. I was still the president of the Bowfishing Association of America, and I don't remember if it was a letter or an email now from this guy over in New Zealand by the name of Alan Metcalf. Okay. Hey, we've got the World Koi Classic, and we want Americans to come over and see this.
Oh.
We'd be happy to take you bow fishing.
Wow.
And it was funny is their points chairman, Dave Goumet, he was on, I believe it was Corley's Bowfishing Stuff magazine years ago that had bowfishing supplies. And he's holding up a giant kingfish, and I'm like, I got to do that. And all of a sudden, fast forward to Alan talking about this. I'm like, I should probably go over and promote bowfishing with Americans. So that's what happened. I decided to go over and
2003.
2003 was the first year I went bowfishing over there, and Alan and his wife Dawn, incredible people, and everybody was great to me. The whole organization, and even anybody I ran into that wasn't an archer or a bowfisher, they've all been real great. And we had had a great time. We'll show you some pictures. Alan started, at least when I was there, if you came from a different country, he put your flag up. So you usually got the New Zealand flag. And so you had an American flag there, and I think there was 5 or 6 different flags when I was there, because they had some people that might have been there from Germany.
Wow.
I don't know if they specifically came to bowfish like I did, but they were there and decided to, and they were from a different country.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so it was kind of neat. And matter of fact, he still he does that at his house when I show up. He'll put an American flag up.
That's cool.
So it's just
the
wind is kind of there.
Yep. Are they all gold carp, or are there commons in there also? Or are they all colored?
They're all colored.
Wow.
Not going to say they're all orange. They're going to be your typical kois. You might have some white mottled. You might have white. You might have gold. You might have more black than gold. You're going to have, so I mean,
that's cool.
It is. And how am I going to see this in this dirty water? And you guys have shot enough to know what dirty water shooting is like. And you see that little flash of gold, and now it's more of an orange gold a lot of times, or you might still see that kind of, I won't say silver, maybe that white. It's just that there's a fish there. And again, we were getting them spawning a little bit this year.
In December.
Yeah, hard to believe, isn't it?
That's crazy.
It was the 1st of November. It was the first weekend in November is the Classic, which is coming into their spring.
Wow.
So it's like, it's, it's tough to give up the rut. I did that the first year. I'm like, I got to do this. And I went back the following year to try to do some hunting. I'd made some contacts, and, a lot of their hunting over there is similar to what you would do here same with the bow fishing. It's public land hunting. It's not easy. All the TV shows you see are very misleading when it comes to shooting a lot of those animals. The average person in New Zealand's hunting the different ranges and stuff on public land, and I could show you pictures where a guy walks 6 feet from you and he's swallowed up by the bush because it's this tropical stuff.
Sure.
So and just kept going. That's cool. Shoot. That's what the Classic was all about.
Yeah.
This was the 35th anniversary this year that Al's been putting it on, and he announced that it started out as an idea in his mind because he lived on one of those lakes. And we got to shoot some fish. Started out, first day was a bow fishing tournament, and the second day was a regular archery tournament.
Okay.
Like a field archery tournament and stuff. Got done, and they went to start it next year, and everybody's like, can we just shoot fish for 2 days? He's like, sure can.
Oh, wow.
And it's been that way ever since. And, so it's, like I say, it's taken on, and it's had quite a trek over the years. Yeah. And
how many participants in the tournament?
I don't know. You can do individual net. I'm guessing there's upwards of 100 or so.
Oh, wow. Nice. And then
pretty good.
Format-wise, numbers tournament?
We'd have to look at this. It's numbers, it's weight. They've got different fish. Oh, heck to go here. Different fish, I won't say species. The biggest fish in the tournament. What else did they have?
So kind of similar to what, all different kinds of side pots.
So they have side pots.
They got side pots, yep. And it's funny, they've got these glass, this year they had glass mugs, steins, that were, here's the heaviest koi, here's the heaviest koi shot by a woman or a junior, and there are these. It was kind of neat, something different.
Yeah,
and that's what I think people enjoy, is it's something that's different.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
what is like the heaviest koi?
You have to get so the heaviest koi was shot by Bradley Aberhart, and it was 6 kilograms.
6 kilograms.
So what is that, about 18 pounds or something? Would that be right? Seemed like it was bigger than that.
6 kilograms.
Mm-hmm.
13 pounds.
13 pounds.
Yep.
And we actually had a tie. Again, what do we do for a tie? I don't know. So it was, what do you guys want to do? We're going to, I think it was how they split up the award, and they flipped the coin, and the one guy chose this and got the award, and he's listed first, but it was a tie.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And Angus McMillan was the second one. So, he worked it out. It's not, you get some of our tournaments and people get pretty
nitpicky,
aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
And this is what it is. Here, you were asking about the areas and the sizes. That's something that Lake Whangape, Whangamarino, Waikato River, Lake Wakari, Mangawara Stream, Lake Wahi, and the Mangatari. But there was a total number of koi. It was 2,597 fish shot.
Oh wow. My gosh!
So
wow,
it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Good number of fish. Average fish was 1.8 kilograms. So, you're shooting some smaller, smaller carp.
Yep.
And I've got some pictures that are, I went there with the idea that I'm there to support the tournament. I went there to shoot. I actually went there to achieve my Master Bow Hunters Award, which is something that I was able to do. And I ended it with the World Koi Classic's 35th anniversary. It worked out really well, and everything kind of rolled into it for me.
Wow.
And I didn't expect to do much.
So
it was funny. They teamed me up with a guy who didn't have a partner. And by the name of Paul Wilson, and he, he's probably going, this guy's crazy. And they're like, once I found out I might have a chance to win, I got pretty aggressive. And it's like, hey, we got to do this. But I'm still stopping and taking some pictures of koi out in this little finger of water. It was crystal clear that we were shooting in, and it's just amazing. If you're not used to seeing it, it's like, hey, this is cool. So I got to stop and take a picture. It might cost us a couple fish, but oh well. Yeah, it probably did, because we wound up in 6th place, and I think we lost first by less than a pound. Or not first, but 5th.
Oh wow,
we lost first by a lot. But
sure. What's a payout look like for first place in one of these categories?
There is no payout.
Oh, okay.
It's almost
like the Cassville tournament or the Great Lakes.
Yeah. You're not there for winning the money. It's all about bragging rights almost, and what you can do. You're still getting it. But they've got shields and plaques that you get. Some of them, they'll go to you for winning Derek for this year, and all of a sudden, I think for the heaviest or the biggest, and then they'll transfer those plaques around. Your name goes on the plaque, and you'll be on the next one.
It's
like a traveling plaque that goes throughout the association.
That's neat.
And they do have individual stuff as well. But they've got all kinds of different awards, and
that's cool.
I should have paid more attention. I was never in the award category, so I couldn't tell you exactly what it was.
That's neat.
So, Chris, you went over there to compete in 2003 in the Koi Carp Classic. Then you went back the following year to do some more hunting besides just targeting fish. What was that? What was that like to start your journey into what we were talking about here in a little bit?
Yeah, it was real interesting. Guys were foolish enough that, come on back over, we'll take you out. And like I said, a lot of hunting over there is going to be on public land style hunting, and it's a different terrain. Midwestern is still difficult when we get out west here. We go out west, it's different. Yep. But it seems like it's even more difficult or different when you get down there in the southern hemisphere. A lot of tropical rainforest. I can remember they got to team me up with a fellow by the name of Bob Gow, which he was very instrumental all the way to the end here still. And but that guy could walk. And if you've seen the terrain in New Zealand, they all laughed because this is going to be great. He's going to kill this American. He tried. And you look at it, and it's like, well, we got to go. What? And I was in shape back then. I wasn't all old and fat. I thought, I was in reasonable shape.
Yeah.
I wasn't in that kind of shape.
Really?
But so the jungle would swallow you up in about 6 feet when he'd walk away from me, and it's like, oh my God, wait a minute.
Gosh.
Where are we going? But and so it makes a difference on the animals you shoot, how you hunt, and everything you do. It's a whole different mindset, really, when it gets to shooting the animals instead of the fish.
Yeah. Yep.
Even the fish, they're similar, but there's still some tweaking you need to do.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. I shot a couple red stags, I think, turkeys. The first time I think what was that time when I went bow fishing? It was the first time or this time I hit the ground, and Alan's got me back to his farm, and, well, you want to take a nap? You're probably tired on the plane. I said, no, I want to go kill something. You got turkeys down there. Can we shoot those? If you want. Nobody shoots turkeys, but.
Oh, really?
I said, no kidding. He's like, yeah. I'm like, see ya. Grab my bow, started on down there, and chased him around. I won't say they're like chickens, but they're not like our turkeys. I'll tell you that. They're just, you throw an arrow to it one, then they start getting a little bit more wary. But the first time, they're like, they wouldn't stay out there. You had to do a little bit of sneaking and whap. I nailed it. Like, what you got? Okay. Like, this is awesome, man. And you go into your rabbits, and you've got a possum over there, which is an Australian possum, which is a pretty unique animal too. It's almost, you go to grab one and the hair comes out.
Oh my gosh.
You'd almost have to let the animal, once it's dead, sit there, and then the hair will set. It's just the opposite of what happens in the States. So it's a pretty cool animal, but everything over there is invasive.
Really?
So, and I get into some pretty good discussions. I won't quite call them full-blown arguments with the people, but, everything that is there is invasive. And so you can hunt it 365, 724, 365.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't matter. They want them gone. Huh. And it's so bad the first time, and I've got some pictures, too, of the 1080 signs. First time I was up in there, and we went up hunting. I think I might have been going after wallabies. I had shot a wallaby up there by Rotorua. And I'm looking at these signs, and I'm like, yep. Careful where you're at and what you do. DOC, which is the Department of Conservation again, has dropped 1080 pellets in there, and it's poison. They put them in there, and they want to poison off and kill off all the animals.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, what?
Oh my
that's extreme.
It is. And of course, the bow hunters and the hunters don't like it. It's like, I want to shoot those animals. Well, we want to get rid of them, so they're at odds with each other sometimes. And
that's crazy.
How can you do it? And there's no natural predators or really predators over there. There's not much that's going to kill, hurt, bite, sting, claw you or anything over there. It's very rare. So, it leads to a whole different mindset as well as what you do. And I'm like, but pheasants are regulated. They're getting to be less regulated, but they're still regulated. Oh, wow. The ringneck pheasants. It was amazing this time when I was here this year. Everywhere I turned around, I'm like, and these guys are watching me, and I'm like, oh. And then here they are. Here's a rooster. Here's a rooster. I'm like, can I shoot him? No, not right now.
Oh, like, really?
Come on. No. And what else is the invasive? The trout. Oh. Trout is huge over there. Those are introduced, I believe. They're not a native species. Canadian geese used to be. I think they've released those because they found out just how prolific our sky carp are. Yeah. And they now they can shoot them all the time. I was gonna go after one, and I just never did.
Wow.
I thought it'd be something. Eventually, I'll get there.
Yeah. But you completed a pretty significant achievement here.
Yep.
This last November when you were out there, didn't you?
Correct. Yeah.
What was that, Chris?
The New Zealand Bow Hunter Society has what's called a Master Bow Hunter Award, and you have to shoot multiple animals in order to achieve it at different levels. And
is it all with bow archery equipment?
Everything is archery. New Zealand Bow Hunters. So there's no gun shooting involved to help you get these animals. And like when I first started, every fish, you'd have to. Matter of fact, we've got the point system pictures here. You can look it up, but every animal has a point speed or a point value that's not a large game animal, and so your big game can vary. There's fish, big game species, and animal species. A wallaby, if you shoot one during the day, and I told you it was tough going around it, that's considered a big game species no matter how much it weighs.
Oh, really?
But in order to shoot a small game species, you have to shoot it at night. I said, well, if I shoot more in the day, can't I just... No, they're only considered small game at night. They're still considered a big game, and you can't claim it towards your small game points.
Goodness gracious.
I mean, it's a different mindset. Yeah. For the average American, they're like, you're shooting stuff at night? Yeah, but I'm still shooting with my bow. It's a different, Wow. A lot of stuff, half the stuff I shot might have been at night.
Wow.
You shoot them during the day. Like I said, whatever works for you, as long as it's, you're using your bow and it's ethical, it works, and that's what happens. Yeah. So I started those points back then in 2003, and since I did Alan was the president of the New Zealand Bowhunter Society up until, I guess maybe shortly, a while ago. I don't know, 8-10 years maybe at the most. And then Dave was the points chairman. They're like, well, you shot these fish. You need to claim them, and you get a small game award. Okay. Doesn't mean anything to me. Well, then I started listening more, and I got this big game animal. I shot a spotted eagle ray. And they're a certain size.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it is, 40 kg, so whatever that was a pretty good size stingray.
Yeah.
And I think that's only one of a few places you can shoot a spotted eagle ray is in New Zealand. Same thing with the wallabies. I don't know of any other place you can legally shoot them. And it's like, oh, okay. And then you start looking at, well, now, you got a couple big game awards, and you got these small game awards, and you've got to shoot 5 small game awards, but each small game award is based on points. Okay, well, you start out that, maybe, I don't know what it is now, 20, 25 points for the first award. Well, every carp is a point. And you can have no more than 20 points per species, no matter how many you shoot per award.
Yeah.
So if I shot, went out and shot 40 koi, I can only claim 20 on my first award, but I can take the extra 20 towards my second. And it exponentially went up to, I think it's 100 points on the last one.
Okay.
But I'm going to say that, and I'm going to be off on the points schedule. It's pretty bad. I've got to look at my notes. And again, it just, I'm going to achieve that Master Bowhunter Award. Well, then things got in the way. Life got in the way. You got kids. And there's a lot of other animals that I want to take. And I just never got back doing a lot of hunting until within the last 10 years. And then, we went back, and my wife, she never went with me, and then took her and shot some more fish, and thought, this is kind of fun. And then we were there last year. I'm actually Paul Stapleman, and I and his wife Monica and my wife Jill, we went there, and Paul and I, neither one of us were healthy enough to go after the animals with our bow, so we went gun hunting. I've always wanted to get a Himalayan tar, and so we did that, and Paul shot a nice stag, and I shot a really nice fallow along with our tar, but we used the guns, so they didn't qualify.
Right.
But we were with Alan, and we've got, Paul's never shot a koi. Oh, we can go out and look for some more. So we went out and found some koi, and Paul got to shoot his first koi carp, so that was cool.
Wow.
I shot a couple, and, so those points went towards my Masters. Again, like I said, every time you do it, you get a little renewed vigor, even though you've been not feeling well. We can't get around very good. And I said, maybe I need to come back and do my Masters again. And, so we got back, and I thought, and my wife's like, you don't really need to go anywhere this year, because I do quite a bit of traveling. Those of you that know me, and you guys know how much I travel for hunting and fishing, and I thought, I need to go finish that, but I need to go. And again, it's not the size of the animal; it's actually just being able to take something with your bow. That species is what they're looking for. That's what makes a bow hunter. It's not the size of the animal, whether it's a yearling or whether it's a giant stag. They're all the same in a lot of the bow hunters' eyes, because we still want to shoot nice animals. Don't get me wrong. And so I thought, well, if I go in the spring, I can match up with the World Koi Classic. Not a lot of guys, if I can talk anybody into maybe taking me, so I don't have to, get lost in the forest myself. And it won't interfere with their hunting. Hey, this might be a great time to go. So once I put that seed in my mind, it just kept growing, and it wasn't. And I talked to Jill, and I said, I'm not getting any younger, and everybody over there is getting older, and I'd like to get that Masters while we're all still around and everything. Made a lot of great friends in New Zealand. And again, we're all getting older. It's like, maybe I can do this. She's like, if you're going to do it, you're not coming home until you get it. I said, well, okay. I can just see it after 3 weeks. Are you done? I still need one more fish. Right. Sorry, honey. We're going to be giving it another couple weeks.
Yep.
And so a lot of phone calls and emails, figuring out what I was going to do and what I needed. And I hooked up with a couple guys that made it their mission to try to help me succeed. And we got there, and within a week I had completed my master's, which I finished my 4th small game award, completed my 5th small game award, and had shot my 5th big game animal with the bow. So it worked out great.
That's pretty impressive. How many people have that?
My number is 150.
150.
Wow.
150th person to do it, and I think I'm only the second American to do it.
Wow,
I know
that's
probably
insane.
in the last 25, 30 years that no other Americans done it.
Where is that? Where you made the cover of the magazine here, Chris?
I got all kinds of stuff for you. Here we go. Look at that.
How cool is that?
So
That's
that was
awesome.
pretty good.
Wow.
Look at it right there. We'll put that up on the video podcast so people can see that right there.
Doesn't that scare anybody? Look at that
is
guy.
Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
New Zealand bow hunter. You ever think you'd be on the cover of the New Zealand bow hunter, Chris?
Can't say I did.
Wow.
I was surprised. I've had some articles in there, mainly about the Chris Cass curse from myself and Alan. Alan tried to explain to a lot of them how much goes wrong when you start going around with me. There's been stories about that for decades now.
Yep.
And most of it's not good.
The Chris
Not
Cass
good.
curse.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
Yep.
So that was
That's
great.
impressive. Congratulations, man. That's
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
and
incredible.
like I said, this time Lee and Bert, one of their younger bow hunters, has been very proficient. Helped me get that fallow buck, and that was what I needed to top that out. And then Bob Gow, the original guy that tried to kill me, must have took pity on me, decided to help me try to finish this. And he was like a dog with a bone. He wasn't going to stop until I had gotten it.
Right.
And whether it was small game, whether it was fish, and in the end, we wound up getting it. There was still a couple things. My wife's always wanted a peacock. You can shoot peacocks over there.
Wow, that's cool.
Yep.
So a couple of years ago, when we took her over there, I went peacock hunting.
Mm-hmm.
I came back, and she goes, "You get any?" I go, "Yeah." She saw, "Great. Where are they?" I said, as much stuff as I know, did you know that peacocks molt their feathers every year like deer shed antlers?
Oh.
She said, "What?" I said, "That's what I said." You shoot a peacock and there's no tail feathers.
No
on
tail
'em.
feathers.
No.
That big beautiful fan that they have in the back.
Nothing.
There?
She said, "Well, did you bring any back?" I said, "No, there was in a cow pastures. And they were kind of all stepped on and busted up." I still shot the peacocks. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't get the feathers. So that was the ultimate goal. So I was on my way out to get that peacock for her, and Philip Bullivant, another big bow hunting family in the country, the Bullivants, and I was like, "Yeah, I can get you a couple peacocks." All right, Jill will be happy with it.
Yeah.
So we went and we're heading out there, and all of a sudden, what's that out there? Well, it's a little mob of pigs. You want to shoot a pig? Well, that's a stupid question, Philip. Of course I want to shoot a pig. So we went over, and I wound up laying one out. And I said, "Well, that's pretty good." I said, that's 5 points. I said, "We only got a few more to go. I wish I'd have gotten that possum I shot earlier. I'd maybe shot one a little, not quite in a killing shot immediately. It kind of wandered off and went up to a tree. And we're like, well, we'll go back and see if we can find it later." Philip goes, "No, those pigs are 10 points.
Oh.
So you're kidding me?" He's like, "No." Which I should have known because I already shot a couple when I was on that trip. But Bob was keeping track of the points. I didn't even worry about it at that point because he's going to tell me what I've got to do.
Yeah.
And, he at 10 points. All he needed 6. I said, "That's a master." He goes, "Yeah, congratulations."
Oh my gosh.
gosh.
So we're in the middle
Wow.
of this paddock, and it dawned on me. And so now New Zealand bow hunters also have all these different awards. So we went and we shot, and I got Jill a really nice peacock. And it's just, those things are incredible, especially the size of them. When you're looking at that picture there, that you can see just how big they are.
Wow.
And he's like, "Well, you want to shoot a magpie?" I said, "Well, yeah, I shot one already, but yeah, why not?" So I wound up shooting a magpie. I get back, and Bob says, "Well, if you shoot a myna bird and a turkey," because they all have to go in successions. I'd already shot plenty of, I probably shot 6 or 7 turkeys by then anyway.
Yeah.
But now once that was for this award, you got to start all over again. Because when you shoot those two, I said, myna birds could be kind of tough. I think we can pull it off. He said, "They're tough, but we can get one." So Okay. So by God, shot the minor bird, shot another turkey. It gave me an advanced bird award as well.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, well, this is cool. And he's getting more excited than I am because I don't really understand what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So he's still out shooting fish. We're shooting small game. And Philip said, I got a place that you might be able to get a 30-inch goat. And that's one of the requirements for your extended, your advanced small game awards was a 30-inch goat. I'm like, okay. Maybe we should try that. So it worked out that we were going to let's go try after one. So we wound up eventually getting a 30-inch goat.
Oh, my gosh.
And they didn't think it was – first, it was going to be close. I said, I don't care at this point. Let's get them.
Yeah.
And it was 30 and – what the heck was it? 30 and 3/8 or a quarter.
No kidding.
It was over. So it was great, too. So now all of a sudden they're going, I don't understand this. You got the Masters in a week, which is just an absolutely incredible feat to finish it off like we did. And now we've got all these other awards.
Yeah.
Well, now we start looking at fish.
Oh,
and the small game, advanced small game award, I still need one, and I'll probably never get it because most New Zealanders can't get it. And like I said, we've got a list of animals you have to shoot, and it's a ferret, a stoat, or a weasel. That's about the most they have for a predator or one of those three.
Okay.
And it was funny. We were sitting at Bob's kitchen table. He's got a little, I call it a little kitchen table. It's almost like a sunroom, but a small kitchen. And across the street is a river. And we had shot some fish there and shot some eels, which was kind of cool. That was one of my goals. And his brother was there, and all three of us were talking. And Bob jumped up, just yelled "stoat," and took off running. John and I are sitting there looking around, and here Bob had saw this stoat across the road here in this park going across, grabbed his bow and took off running because that's how rare it was that he needed to shoot one.
Wow.
And so that's the only thing that's going to probably hold me up from ever getting my advanced. I've got the 30-inch goat was the real challenge.
Yeah.
So we said, well, we got the fish. All right. Jesus, he says, this is, if you do this, this, and this.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm like, okay, advanced species. All right. Well, he goes, I can't believe this happened. We went out, I think it was about the last night I was there. And we're out in the ocean there at Tarena Harbor, and the same place where we shot some of the stingrays earlier and all this other stuff. And he's, okay, well, let's see. We should shoot something that's good. And I don't know these saltwater fish. All of a sudden, whap, I nail one, and this is a peori, which I've shot a bunch of before. He says, well, okay, that's another extra one that we've got. And I shoot another one, and that was a trevally.
Oh,
He's like, holy cow, this is great. Well, I know Alan and Don wanted some of those because I think that's more like a sushi or a raw dish that they like to trevally on. And what was the other one? Another one was I can't pronounce half the names. We'd see those and whap. You got another one now. This is a different species. We're traveling along, going through there, and he's running the motor because you don't. You know my size. Some of these guys may see my size. I'm slightly on the larger frame size. Bob's got a 12-foot deep V boat. That's what a lot of the people are bowfishing out of. And so he's got the tiller in the back. We're going along. All of a sudden I said, hey, right there. He goes, that's an octopus. Whap! Puss. Okay.
Oh,
and
my
I've got an octopus
gosh.
up here. So I just kept knocking down the different fish species, and we were there to get some flounder. I'd never shot a flounder. And he wanted to show Don and Alan how to fillet them. They usually just cooked them whole. He filleted the flounder, and so we shot a handful of those. And he's dragging me along in the water, showing me what a flounder light's like. I had no idea what a flounder light. I'm like, well, we got lights on the boat. No, this is different. They shine a flashlight down under the water, almost kind of parallel to the ground, and it helps. And you can almost see the flounder. It almost gives them a shadow, so that you can actually pick them up, or else they're looking like the bottom.
Like the bottom, right.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So I've got a handful of fish this night, and a handful of different species. By the time I got done in New Zealand, I think I was at least 20 different fish and game species that I had shot.
Wow, that's cool.
So it was awesome.
That's cool, yeah. That's really impressive.
And I say, Bobby, I landed in New Zealand at 6:30. Alan and Don drove over and picked me up. And we I got through customs, which they thought I was going to have a hard time getting through because of all the generosity of AMS and Muzzy and Gargod. My suitcases were pretty full of
Packed
stuff.
up, yeah.
And they're like, this isn't going to go good. I said, it'll be fine. Don's like, oh, yeah, Chris Cast Charm's going to come out. We'll see. I want to hear it. All of a sudden I call us. I'm ready to go. So they're like, you're through customs already? I said, yeah. I can't believe it.
Nice.
But it went smoothly, and we got through there. Well, it's a beautiful day. We haven't had much, and the forecast isn't real great, and you got to go after your big game here this weekend. Bob wants to go out shooting fish. Okay. So we went to a restaurant. We met him there, had breakfast, tried to find all the stuff in my luggage, which if you open my bow case was like a Tetris Jenga puzzle that wasn't going back together. It'd be like the taxidermy freezer. You know, I'm a taxidermist too.
Yeah.
If you've got to take something out of the bottom, you can never put that stuff back in your freezer. So
Right.
that's what's going to happen with my bow cases. So finally, we just started taking stuff out. I got enough to go. By 10:30, I was on the water and had shot my first koi carp in 2025.
Wow.
And it just kept rolling. I think we shot 38 that day.
Jeez.
And like I say, Bob just kept going with it. So
That's,
I owe him.
that's impressive.
Owe
That's
him
cool.
and everybody a debt of
Action-packed.
gratitude. Yeah.
You know, for you being from the States and having these type of records in New Zealand that's impressive.
Representing us well.
I'm
Only
doing my best.
2 Americans have ever accomplished that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That is impressive.
Yep.
That is impressive.
I'm pretty proud of it.
Absolutely. You should be proud of that.
Pretty happy with it. Matter of fact, we got done in a week. We're at Alan and Don's place. And I happen to be looking at my emails. We're out, of course, in New Zealand. You got tea time, man, in the afternoon. We're having wine and cheese and snacks. And I'm looking there, having a glass of wine, and I'm looking at some emails catching up. Like, well, that can't be right. Check some more. That can't be right. When's the tournament next year? I asked Alan and Don. They've got the Bowfishing Classic, the Koi Classic in the first weekend in November. And the first weekend in June, they have a big archery tournament, which is their awards banquet.
Oh.
And they tell me, what's the problem? I said, they got a pretty good deal on flights right now. I said, I can come back for this price here. And I took a screenshot and sent it to Jill and said, hey, this is the weekend of the tournament. What do you think? She said, book it, Dano.
Oh, really?
And yeah, so we're going back again for
wow.
another 3 weeks. Well, I was not supposed to do any hunting or fishing for this one and just travel with her.
Okay.
But I said,
Yeah, we'll see about that.
I said, all right, we can do that, honey. I said, then after I said, it's not really a good idea that if Dawn wants to go out bow fishing, you want her to go by herself while we stay at the house?
That's not
Well,
fair.
No, if you're going to go with Dawn, absolutely. I'll just sit back at the house and drink wine. You can go bow fishing. I'm like,
Jackpot.
and I said, now it's one step farther. She said, what's the problem now? I said, I shot all those different species. I'm down to needing one more for my advanced fish, and that's a barracuda.
Oh.
And she's like, really? So you just shoot one more? And he said, yeah. I said, they're not in right now. They come in the wintertime. Oh, and that's when we're going to be there. So Bob really wants me to go get that barracuda so I can get the advanced game award. I suppose you can go for a couple days.
Oh,
doing
my
it.
goodness.
So we're going to try for the advanced next year, or this year, I guess, for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to try to get the barracuda, and if we get that, that'll give me my advanced fish
Awesome.
piece as well. So
Yep.
I'm going to slide her a couple fishing trips in there. You're right, Derek.
Yeah. You got to do what
You really
gotta
didn't
do.
think I was going to be there and not shoot
Yeah.
something.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
In between wine glasses, I can do that.
Yep. Yep. You'll find time.
That's impressive, Chris. Very impressive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
So let me ask you, moving on to tournaments, Chris. Are you a numbers guy, a big 20 guy? And I'm curious, what's the biggest fish you've ever shot also?
that's going to vary by species. Of
Yeah.
course. I think I was telling Derek earlier, I've got to figure it out. I think I've shot fish in 38 or 40 different states.
Wow.
And now different country.
Yeah, right.
And shot just about every common bow fishing species in the States except for Plecostomus,
Okay.
which is common but not.
Yep.
One of these days I'm going to go down and do that.
Yep.
And I don't know, now it's probably about a dozen or so saltwater species. So everyone's got a different size.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
of course, alligator gar is going to be the biggest I've shot.
Yep.
You're going to like the pictures I've got of one of your co-owners. And that's another whole story we can get into, depending on how much time we've got, when Jeff and Cindy decided they were going to go down on the Rio Grande and shoot gar. And I was going with, I think it was Marty McClellan maybe at the time, had just shot a giant gar down on the Trinity, and he was one of our members. And so I was on the Trinity River, and they were down there. And
Wow.
must have been late enough that at least had a bag phone then. It was back in the late 90s, I think, probably. And they wound up coming up, and so we shot. They weren't seeing any up there or down there, and we were seeing them out on a Trinity, and they came up and shot.
Really?
And so we all got, it might have been all of our first alligator gars on the Trinity River back then. And it was enjoyable.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's
and
neat.
I think Jeff got, I think it might have been that trip there. I had friends that were there too, and Jeff might have got his first pig, and another guy that was with me got his first pig and stuff. So we turned it into a trip and a hunt. So it was enjoyable.
Absolutely.
So like I said, the alligator gars by far the
Okay.
biggest. One of my goals in New Zealand had been to shoot a bronze whaler, which is a shark. And that's, I'm looking at it going, I didn't realize that Bob was shooting them on a 12-foot boat, and I'm thinking, he's talking about shooting these fish that are 10, 12 feet.
Oh, boy.
Jesus. So that's I'm like, he goes, I'm pretty fussy on where and I shoot them and how with this boat. He does have a slightly bigger one, more of a seagoing one, but I think I've shot 60-pound Amurs, probably my biggest grass carp, 60 or something, 60 pound, I think.
It's a good grassy.
Somewhere in the 40s for common. 45, 48.
Yeah.
One of the unique ones. Matter of fact, it came off Pete Noel, maybe Castle Rock. I don't remember which one. I shot an albino dogfish.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yep.
So that was not a huge one, but it was rare.
Mm-hmm.
Got a dogfish that had 2 spots on its tail.
Oh, really? Yep.
I'd never seen a 2-spot
You
one.
got
Or always you got the 1 dot, but
Yeah.
I've never seen 2 eyes on it.
Yeah.
If I can shoot it with my bow, I'm happy.
You're shooting at it, yeah.
I really don't have a favorite. Each one's my favorite when I'm doing it. I'm like, this is great. This is great.
Yeah.
And then, again, when I was in New Zealand, you could shoot anything with. If it came by, and it was
crazy.
tough when
that's crazy over there.
I get back here, and all of a
Gosh.
sudden I'm deer hunting, and that buck's not big enough, and I'm getting antsy. And it's the same thing with bow fishing. If I can shoot it, that's here we've got that's a bass. Can't shoot that one. Oh, nope, that's not a gar. That's a northern.
Yeah.
Over there, it didn't matter. So you just had a different mindset. So no matter what I'm shooting, I'm enjoying the daylights out of it.
Well, that's good.
That's cool.
Tournaments. Yeah, I'm a number shooter for the most part.
Okay.
We kind of started, actually, we modeled a lot of what we did off of BAM, Michigan, Bowfishing Association of Michigan. They worked pretty good with us, and that was one of the closer venues that Roger and I went to years ago to bowfish at night. And so I'm talking with those guys, and matter of fact, Rick Sanders from BAM was my secretary treasurer, vice president, secretary treasurer in the BAA.
Okay.
So we kind of worked together at that as well, and they had a sportsman's class, which is what we kind of started out with here, an open and a sportsman. Open was for more competitive. Sportsman was guys that, you got a 14-foot John boat, and we're not taking it real seriously.
Sure.
And we're new to the sport, so that you could kind of do one or the other. But nobody's really happy because somebody can't win. And, there's a reason that the average person or average teams are in the top all the time. There's a reason for it. And, whether it's scouting a lot, whether it's dedication, you just shoot better. There's a reason you guys see the same top teams really going, and they're rotating now because, again, we're all getting older. So that's where a lot of times the big 20 and 30 events came into play, was to give the semi-competitive shooter or those that didn't want to put a lot of effort into it in the beginning. Now it's, once you realize what it takes to count 500 fish a person or, or a team, and 1,000, these big 20 and big 30 tournaments make a lot more sense because we're getting rid of less fish. It becomes a different challenge, a different kind of challenge.
Yes.
I can go shoot 20 fish, but are they big enough to win?
Mm-hmm.
So it's become that it's really kind of, enjoyable both ways.
Yeah.
To shoot numbers and to shoot how many big fish can we get?
Sure.
That's,
sometimes it can be really boring too.
Yeah. And we can't shoot that because it's not. It's not big enough.
I know. Sometimes you only might see only 25 fish.
Right.
It's like, geez, that was a long night.
Yep.
My gosh.
Yep.
Absolutely. And I've shot, like I shot tournaments in a lot of different states as I was going around.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep.
Well, let me ask you this, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
What small piece of advice would you give to bowfishers these days? Throughout your storied career, everything you've done, what's one piece of advice that you would bestow upon bowfishers now?
Oh, boy.
Oh. Good, dig deep for this one.
Well, with what I see, I'd tell you to learn the history of the sport wherever you're at, first of all, so that you can keep it there for the next generations.
Right.
Don't be afraid to listen to other people, and don't be afraid to listen to the old-timers.
Mm-hmm.
There's an awful lot of young guys that, in this day and age of the internet and podcasts and everything else, everybody's an instant expert without any experience. And
Yep.
Yeah, there still have some stories to help you learn along the way if you listen to them. You can.
Yep.
Don't be afraid to listen to the people.
Absolutely.
That's good.
And enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Treat the sport with respect like you do any other thing
Bingo.
else.
Yeah.
Don't take it for granted.
Nope. Get rid of your fish, public perception. Just be a steward of the sport.
Yep.
That's my advice in the end.
Absolutely. That's good stuff right there.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have 100 of these. Chris, anything stick out that would be a really cool memory in the sport of bowfishing? Anything throughout, like you said, your storied career that just, I remember that and that was really cool. Anything stick out to you?
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Some of the ones that are the best for me,
I take you back to that little 12-year-old shooting in tournaments with your uncle. That had to be pretty darn cool,
It was. And then right along that lines, when we were younger, my oldest daughter, Shelby, we've got pictures. Matter of fact, they were been in Bowhunter magazine, too, where we'd taken her down during the wintertime shooting carp on the Peaton Well, on the flowage down there.
Yeah.
So there's pictures
standing
of
on the ice? Or was it before there was ice on?
Well, there's ice and open water, so we're shooting them in the open water. And got her pictures, standing on the rock, shooting fish and off ashore, and she got a couple, and she wasn't very old at the time. And she got a little older. She used to travel with me a lot when I'd go. We talked about paddlefish shooting out in Yankton there, South Dakota and Nebraska. Shot probably the biggest shad I've ever seen. She wound up shooting in a picture,
Oh, like man. Oh, my gosh.
A giant shad. And, things that they do like that really stick to my mind.
Yeah.
In the non-bow fishing world, Jenna, or I say shooting world, my other daughter, Jenna, has worked with you, Derek, quite a bit. You'll see her at the shows in the past when you get the WBA to go and promote the sport. She loves working with the kids, and she stays involved in the outdoors. She can't do much bow shooting anymore, but she's still bow hunted more than bow fished with me.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the same thing with the kids. Jared, my son, he and I were out. Matter of fact, we got paddlefish tags back over there in Nebraska last year, and he and I went out and first. He doesn't do a lot of bow shooting. He's bow fished with me before. We took him to Caseville when he was still a young kid and did really good. He was just a natural, and we got over there shooting a paddlefish, and a buddy of mine, Marlon Wiebelhaus, he's like, yeah, there's some down there, and I've never seen the water that clear before in my life on the Missouri. It was absolutely incredible when we were there, and he's like, yeah, that's a pretty good fish. Wow. Jared shot it, pulled it up, first shot he took.
Oh, my gosh.
Got his first paddlefish.
Wow.
And then I think I eventually found one for me to shoot, but we kept shooting a different species, and Jared was just having a blast, and he shot probably, I don't know, it was like 7 or 8 different fish species on that Missouri River while we were there, and those are the memories I like.
Sure.
I've got a ton of them for myself, but every memory I got special.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it's the ones with the kids are pretty good.
That's awesome. Yep, that's awesome.
So yeah,
I think we're gonna wrap up the interview with Chris here, but for our YouTube video segment, Chris is gonna share a bunch of photos with us that we're gonna put up on there. We're gonna get some cool pictures here. You brought some pictures in with the catalogs and stuff. We're gonna put that stuff all on our. Yeah, look at that. That's awesome.
I know that guy. Yeah.
But since Chris is here, we're going to have Chris stick around here for our finish of the Bowfishing Buzz podcast.
Our final segment.
Our final segment, because we are not done, Schmidty. We've got one more thing to do here. Ready, Chris?
I suppose.
All right, we got to do this here.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Get ready for a fish that you wish. This fish comes to us from a state that has parishes instead of counties. And the state capitol building is the tallest capitol in the United States.
Louisiana.
This state also has the highest alligator population in the U.S. and has an average annual temperature of 68.5 degrees.
Louisiana?
Louisiana.
I'm talking the Pelican state of Louisiana.
Well done, Chris. Very good.
Thank God you threw me a puffball on that one.
This fish was shot September 12, 2020 by Joseph Bell.
Wow.
With a length of 44.5 inches, this redfish yanked the scales at an impressive 43 pounds, 3.2 ounces, making it the BAA World Record.
Jeez.
Let's see.
And that's a fish you wish you shot.
Good Lord.
Wow.
Chris knew Louisiana right off the bat. That was impressive.
Right away. He got that. Yep.
I didn't know if I was supposed to blurt it out or not.
No, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Yes, sir. Well, you guys, D-Schmidty, Mathew, Chris Cass, the pioneer of bowfishing here, joining us. Thank you so much, Chris, for coming up here.
My pleasure. Anytime, guys.
We appreciate
it's been great.
that.
I enjoy this.
Absolutely. Thank you for everything you have done for the sport of bowfishing.
Absolutely.
For the Wisconsin Bowfishing Association, for the BAA, New Zealand. Impressive.
The list goes on.
Impressive. Impressive. You still making the Shaggy Dog marinade?
Kind of dropped her out this year.
Oh, okay. Got you, because you had some good stuff out there.
Yep, we still got it in the personal stash, but it was just getting to be too much for everything I do.
Gotcha.
So much for retired and still working. While we're still on, I don't know if it's still good. New Zealand, I forgot to give this to you. New Zealand sent this plaque back to you guys as a sponsor.
Oh, how cool is that?
Awesome. Look at that right there.
AMS donated a lot of nice product to that Koi Classic.
Yes.
We're going to hang that guy up.
Absolutely. We got the wall done. We got some of those on there already.
Yep. People from New Zealand really, really appreciate what you guys take care of.
Well, what you say was the first prize taken off the board?
Megamouth.
Megamouth reel over in New Zealand.
Let's go, baby.
Over. And hopefully Muzzy's not watching. Muzzy donated a deviant bow, and I know we're getting to the end of the story. I got more stories. Yep, they donated a deviant bow they gave to me to shoot. They wanted me to shoot it over there in my quest and all that. So I shot it, and I said, I'm going to donate this bow to the Classic.
Yep.
So that new deviant bow was there, and they had the Megamouth reel. Guy got up and got drawn first, and he went and said, hey, he looked at the reel. Everybody thinks he's going to the bow. He's looking at the reel. And so I went over, and he goes, this is left-handed and right-handed, right? I said, absolutely. I'll take it.
All right, let's go. There we go.
This story gets even better.
Oh, my gosh.
So the second name out of the hat, yours truly.
Wow, what are the odds?
I run up, and I grab the bow, and I go, woohoo! And they go, oh. And then I put it back down. I said, no, we're good. They're like, well, you can take it. I said, it's mine, and I just gave it to you. Why would I take it back? I would never. So they donated, they raffled it off again, and actually the third guy to get drawn was a brand new bow fisherman, Bradley and he's always, as we're saying, he's asking him questions. He's doing all this stuff. And he wound up winning this bow. So all the prizes have been really,
awesome.
really well received.
Good.
You've got the pictures here from the Huxtable family that one of the retrievers that they won as a prize. And I told you it's an island nation, so they do a lot of saltwater fishing.
Yes.
And you sent some conversion kits.
Yep.
Won a retriever. They had a conversion kit for it. And they wound up shooting all these fish here. And that big bronze whaler shark, 14 years old. So,
my gosh.
It's pretty.
That's
it's
crazy.
enjoyable, and they are very welcoming for everything that you guys have done in the state. So
Very cool.
It is awesome.
Yep.
Very
So,
cool. That's
yep.
good
Thanks
stuff,
again.
Chris.
Thanks again.
Thank you for
You're
sharing
welcome.
everything with us. We
Yep.
appreciate that.
Yep.
So from all of us here at Amos Bowfishing, and
Megamouth Bowfishing as well.
remember, aim low.
Think big. Thanks for listening, guys.